Walmart is taking low prices even lower. Thousands of holiday rollbacks on now. For 90 cents on 35 grams piece of Lay's chips. Now only $2.97. Shop online and in store today.
Hey, you know winter is really freaking cold, right? So play it smart. Don't get caught freezing in your car with your pants down and no power. At Big Toy Shop right now, lead acid batteries are just $129. $129 is a great price.
5 seconds left. 5 seconds.
780-290-2797. Across rural Alberta, volunteers and community groups work hard to make life better for their neighbors, creating new playgrounds. Bring us together.
Rebound play back behind McDavid. Over to try settle back. McDavid. Over to try McDavid. Shot. Edmonton extends to 5-2. Edmonton extends to
31st,
2026. Edmonton extends to 5-2.
The Jason Gregor Show.
David over to try settle, bouncing puck finally around. 25 seconds on the man's head. Move chart McDavid. Shot. Completely full to the forward. Edmonton extends to a 5-2 lead.
On Sports 1440.
5 seconds left in the 2-in. Shoot coming. Steve May. Slams on the net goal.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
From the short angle, there's the entry for Connor McDavid.
It says video clip. What?
Are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. The Gregor Show is always brought to you by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca, where hey, maybe I don't want to ruin it, but we're on a little bit of a roll at PlayAlberta.ca with the Jason Gregor Show picks. Yesterday we had Oilers winning by 2 and a Zach Hyman point parlay. That one hit easy. And then we had the other one because, hey, we went with the obvious. Well, I thought it was obvious. Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl all getting points because that's what they seem to do against Seattle. And that one hit as well. So on a little bit of a streak. And we got a few more for you today. If you go to PlayAlberta.ca, you click on the Jason Gregor Show. If you're on the app, it's usually right at the top of your screen in the middle. If you're on your laptop device, you click sports, and then you go to the left side, Jason Gregor Show. And we got a few for you. Of course, we will have the Oilers beating Winnipeg by 2 and the over 6.5 goals. Keep in mind, the Oilers are going to be rested. The Jets are playing their 6th game in 9 nights. They're likely going to have to go with Thomas Milic, their young rookie, to have his second career start because Eric Comrie's starting tonight against the Sabres in Winnipeg. We also have the Seahawks winning by a touchdown and the Chargers to win straight out. That's the Connor Halley special on a Friday. And we also have for tonight the Stars to win by 2 and Jake Ottinger to make over, basically 23 saves or more. So you got a few options. Check it out. We got odds boost, a little bit better for you. Have some fun. Stay within your limits at playalberta.ca. What a performance last night. If you were at the game, first time, you probably just got to exhale, sit back, enjoy it. Oilers were up 3-0. Seattle did score late in the first period. It was 3-2, but didn't matter. The Oilers scored 3 times in the first 8:53 of the second period. It's up to 6-2. They kind of coasted. 3 goals in the first, 3 goals in the second, 3 goals in the third. Connor McDavid, his 13th career hat trick. He had 7 shots on goal. Leon Draisaitl, 4 points. McDavid, 4 points. Nugent Hopkins, Bouchard, 3 points. Hyman, a nice goal. Matt Savoy, 2 goals, including a shorthanded goal after he missed a break. He could have had a hat trick. Missed a breakaway in the first period. Vasily Podkolzin taking his inner channeling Leon Draisaitl, a sharp angle one-timer. And that's not a fluke because Draisaitl and Podkolzin have been working on that in practice quite a bit the last few weeks. Matthias Janmark. First goal of the season. First goal in 42 regular season games. And trust me, the gorilla is off his back. And so the Oilers, they had a day off today. They'll relax. They'll be refreshed. Trust me. You get some offense going, more guys feel better, and they will come into that game against Winnipeg. The Oilers play Winnipeg tomorrow, Buffalo, and then Detroit. All 3 of those teams will be playing the second half of a back-to-back. Meanwhile, the Oilers are rested. They're refreshed. They're getting some practice time. They're not traveling. Here's their opportunity to start moving up. I think most of you have seen it. Their defensive game outside of the Dallas game, they've only allowed 10 goals in their other 5 games before and after Dallas. Their offense, 4th most goals in the NHL in the last 10 games. They're starting to look like the team that many expected. Now, they're not there perfect yet, but you're starting to see signs. When their big guys score, that obviously helps. Their power play was 4 for 4 to start the game last night. It's obviously impressive. McDavid's up to 40 points in the season now. He's tied for 2nd in the NHL. Draisaitl has 35 points. He's in 7th spot. And you would probably argue that neither one of them has been as consistent as they would like this year. But there they are. And that's why their level is so high that even when they're not, quote, at the level they'd expect, they're still 2nd and 7th in NHL scoring. So you got to do it for more than 6 games, no question. But the Oilers are starting to show signs of life and could potentially be moving up the standings here rather soon. So looking at the Oilers' performance last night, really hard much to criticize. They came out strong. They built up a lead. Yes, I know Seattle scored twice in the first. That's probably the one area. Like the late goal, it makes it 9-4. All that does is hurt Pickard's save percentage and goals against average, but really had no impact in the game. The Oilers haven't had many easy games for players or fans. There hasn't been a lot of games this year that you sat and watched and weren't stressed. It's just true. They haven't had many of those. And in fact, they've only had 3 games this year where the Oilers won by 2 or more goals that didn't include them having to score an empty net goal late. It was basically a 1-goal game until they scored an empty netter. 3, that's it. 4-0 to Seattle, 9-4 over Seattle, and the 6-3 victory against Utah. That's it. Now, they did win 6-3 against Florida, but they needed 2 empty net goals, right? It was 4-3 until they scored the first of 2 empty net goals. They were up on the Rangers 2-0 early in the season, but it was 1-0 until an empty net goal. So it was a much needed, relaxing performance. And it's amazing how you can exhale. McDavid and they're only playing 17 minutes. You're not taxing players. Everybody's relaxed on the bench. You don't see the Oilers. They're not a very jovial, laughy, chuckly kind of group, but they were post-game on the bench afterwards, as they should. Hockey's supposed to be fun, and when you score goals, it's more fun for everybody. Many of you who went to the game last night, you got a little cheer on, so that's good. And you know what? It's probably perfect timing because today it's a pyramid of giving in the month of giving. And maybe you're new to it. If you're a new listener, this is awesome. If you want to be part of it, it's very simple. All you got to do is text in. This is how we build the pyramid. We have 15 people donate $100. 10 people donate $200. 4 people donate $500. 2 people donate $1,000. we raised $7,500 for the holiday hamper. And that goes a huge way for families just to get a simple meal at Christmas. And support. It's something that we probably take for granted. So if you're in a position where you can help, 100, 200, do the math. That is only 31 listeners. It's a really small percentage of our audience today. So if you're in that position where you can help out, 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. It's very simple. Just text in your name and the amount. We'll add it up and we build the pyramid. And away we go on a Positive Friday. Big shout out, Con Man. I left. It was like 6,200. Con's just working the phones. Ended up yesterday, Joseph, they finished at 7,500 for the Glendale package. So that's awesome. I love it. Now, if we end up with a few more, like if we end up with 18 people at $100, we'll take it. Don't worry. But our goal is we got to fill out the pyramid. 100, 200, 500, or 1,000. It doesn't matter which order. If you want to do it from the bottom up, all hundreds, we don't care. We'll just fill it in. It's like squares. Just fill in the pyramid and away we go. So it's that simple. Cons, what were your thoughts on the game last night?
Hope you took the over. I suppose would be the first thought. But yeah, you know what? I thought that was just a game where fans could watch and relax and not have to stress it. Like, came out with a good start, got a little interesting, but in the second period, the Edmonton Oilers responded in a fashion that they had to. And I feel like there had to be a little bit of confidence knowing, like, hey, guys, we just did this on Saturday. We know how to play against this Kraken team. Just got to go out there and execute. And they're down Marchment. So, you know, I think that it was kind of a game where we expected them to do that. I don't know if I had them scoring 9 goals. And I was encouraged to see some of the players, like you said, in the bottom 6 get goals and not McDavid and Draisaitl having to do it all. Great that Zach Hyman continues his streak to 2 games now and seeing Savoy get a couple goals and get one on the breakaway after missing his first opportunity. Janmark getting in was fantastic, I think, for him to get rewarded and get a little confidence. So all in all, there's not too much you can get mad about. I did notice on our social media post, some people pointing out the goaltending. Hey, how about, you know, no more button hooks in your own end with no defensive help behind you. Eliminate those sorts of things before you blame the goaltending. But in a 9-4 win, you can have those happen. Good for them heading into the game tomorrow night against Winnipeg, who, like you mentioned, should be fatigued after playing tonight.
Yes. Well, hey, the Jets play tonight. Tonight's their 5th in 8 games. Tomorrow's their 6th and 9th game. They got no Connor Halley. They lost to Buffalo. They've lost to Montreal. You got Eric Comrie. This will be his 4th consecutive start. He actually got pulled in the Buffalo game. And, Milic got to come in relief. Like, I guess you could go Comrie back-to-back. But either way, if it's Comrie back-to-back, then he's playing his 5th straight game as a starter. And he's not really used to that. Or you're going with the rookie. Either way, without Connor Hellebuyck and a Jets team that's, a little leaky this year, this is a game. The Oilers, I thought they should beat Seattle. I would never call for 9 goals. It's only the 3rd time in the salary cap era, basically 20 years that they've scored 9 goals, but you'll take it. But tomorrow night's another game they should win. No question in my mind. Hockey night in Canada, Saturday night, the building's going to be rocking. It's always a little bit more jovial on a Saturday. And your star guys get some points. Make no mistake. Connor McDavid, I loved what he said afterwards. Like, I made a concerted effort to shoot more. And now he got success. So is he going to come out firing tomorrow night? I hope so. He should. Get him and Draisaitl going and everybody else falls into place. You get Savoy chipping in. You get Podkolzin and you get if you can get 1 goal a game from your bottom 6, that's if you ended up a season with 80 goals from your bottom 6, you're really excited. So maybe last night was the start of the bottom 6 contributing on a more regular basis. And good news, Clattenburg is just a cut above his eye. Everything's good. We got some text wondering about him. So there you have it. Other than that, not much to really concern yourself with. Your backup came in and he got a win. For me, I've said it. I believe that's a position they're looking at upgrading between now and the deadline. And I think they'll look at it. And if he wins, that's all that matters. Wins trump save percentage. They trump expected save percentage. That's what matters is you win. And you know what? I would fully expect Stuart Skinner to be in goal tomorrow. I'd probably think Skinner's going to start against Buffalo and Detroit. And then next weekend on the road, they will split the back-to-back games. So that's kind of how they'll move from here. We got Sean. I always I have no problem going from top down. Sean's our first donor today, and it's at a G note, $1,000. All right. So there we go. We're off and running in the pyramid of giving. It's always good to get the big ones out. So, hey, I know you're out there. 833-401-1440, 1440. You can text in your bids. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, put it in the YouTube chat, and Deck can share it with us. So feel free. You can go either way. A few other news and notes. It was a wild night, really, in the NHL last night. The Calgary Flames they ended the Minnesota Wild's run with a 4-1 victory. Good for the Flames. The Montreal Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs go into Carolina. They got a big win over the Hurricanes. You had the Blue Jackets and Red Wings, high-scoring game, which ends in a 6-5 win for them. What about the Islanders? A, you hold Nathan McKinnon off the scoreboard. And B, you get 42 shots on the Avs and you win 6-3. That doesn't happen very often. That ends the Avalanche run where all they did was win games or lose in overtime or slash shootout. So that was their 17-game point streak comes to an end. Nashville was trailing the entire game. They tied up late, and then they beat the Panthers in overtime. The Panthers, I wonder when you start to get concerned in Florida. We all know, hey, no Tkachuk, no Barkov, no Losterinen since he burnt himself in that crazy barbecuing incident. It burned himself pretty bad on the inside of his legs, I'm told. And he's still wrapping bandages. It's probably going to be a while before he plays. But if you look today, the Panthers are the second worst team in the Eastern Conference. They're actually tied with Buffalo, but they played one less game. They got 26 points. And, you look in their division, they're only 6 back of second place Boston. And they've got some games in hand. So that's the good thing. They don't have to panic crazily, but you just wonder, Bobrovsky's not playing great. He's got an .886 save percentage. They obviously miss Tkachuk and Barkov. Tkachuk probably not back till after Christmas. Maybe realistically in the new year. I just wonder when, you can say, hey, we'll come back. But if all of a sudden, you start to fall behind and it's 7 or 8 or 10 points, that's a difference. It's like the Oilers had a bad start, but Oilers wake up today and guess what? They're 2 points behind LA. They're 3 points behind Vegas. They're 4 points behind the Ducks. And they're 1 point out of a second wild card spot. They're not in a bad position at all. They've had a tough schedule. They haven't played as well as they would like, but they're in a pretty good spot overall. And now they have a chance to I think, make some hay here. You look at the remainder of this homestand. The Jets don't scare you. Buffalo doesn't scare you. Neither does Detroit. Those are 3 very winnable games if the Oilers bring their A game. Right? Very winnable game. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, boys, I probably cheered the loudest for Janmark. I'm glad to see him get off the schneid from Greater Man. Jay, hey, guys, is that Seattle's first game where they've scored 4 goals in regulation on a goalie? No, they've scored. They've had a few other games where they had 1 and then they scored in overtime. It's their second game where they scored more than 4 without and I think it's only the second time without an empty netter. So, yeah. Now they scored late in the game with what? I don't even know what it was, 5 seconds left. So not ideal. Jonathan is in at 100. And so now we got the bottom and the top. So let's get rolling here, boys and girls, on the pyramid of giving. Hey, Gregor, it's a great game. All we need is Knobloch to turn off the blender. Leave the top lines heavy and let the bottom 6 prove they're worthy of it. Too many of them coasting, making their dollars. Perform or beat it, from Wayne. Well, I don't see any reason really to change the lines especially the next 3 games. You got home ice, last change. You got your top 2 lines, and then you just say, hey, and you're not playing any teams that's super deep that you're worried about too much. So, and now even when you go on the road in Montreal and Toronto, maybe you'd split it up, but I don't know if you have to be honest. You might kind of just roll with this. Tomasic at some point will probably get into the lineup in the bottom 6, but that's it. Until Roslovic or Kapanen come back, I don't see many changes there. Similarly on defense, until Jake Wallman is ready to go. And that's it's kind of interesting on the Wallman front. The guy is always banged up. So we'll see where that goes. Quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Vinny and Don in Hockey are dedicated to skill development for all hockey players. If you know a student athlete interested in growing as a person and a player, register for a free shadow day. Beginner or experienced, this program develops a student athlete skill in a supportive environment. It's a great opportunity for prospective student athletes entering grades 3 through 12 to see what Vimy and Donnan have to offer. Visit vimyridge.epsb.ca or donnan.epsb.ca for more info and to sign up.
River Cree is the place for all your favorite sports. River Cree Resort and Casino, featuring UFC action and boxing live on the big screens at Tap 25, the MVP of sports bars, and in the Center Bar. Plus, catch this fall's biggest games: every goal, every tackle, every home run. River Cree is also home to the Twin Rinks, where rec hockey and community teams come to play. Public skating available. Details at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Subaru is built for winter. Symmetrical all-wheel drive delivers power with incredible control, stability, and grip. Add 220 millimeters of ground clearance, and you're not getting stuck in snowbanks. You'll drive right through them. And inside, luxurious heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Plus, for 19 years in a row, Subaru vehicles have earned top safety pick status, giving you unmatched peace of mind. Subaru is engineered for Canadian winters, built for real-life confidence. Welcome to Uncommon Standards.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
You matter. Your mental health matters, and you're braver than you think. Not Alone is an organization focused on creating a space of acceptance and support through tough, meaningful conversation. My name is Tyler Smith, and you are never alone. NotAloneCo.com. It's okay to not be okay.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.223, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you're having a lovely, positive Friday. Should be in a good mood, Oilers fans. Your team just spanked Seattle 9-4. You relax. You got a lot of goals. David shot the puck. Power play was unreal. He scored a shorthanded goal. Janmark scored a goal. Anything's possible. Anything is possible on a positive Friday. Steven comes in at $100 as well. Declan, our main man, Declan Kruger, first in at 200. So we're off and running. Let's go. 100, 200, 500, or $1,000 to help out the holiday hampers. Lots of people in need. So if you're driving around, you got a little extra cash, you can help out, text in with your name and the amount. We already got one of our $1,000 done, which is great. So we need one more at 1,000, 4 at 500. We're down to 9 at 200 and 13 at 100, and we will fill it out in the Pyramid of Giving today on a Positive Friday. So it's a big day to get a lot of different people involved. So it's awesome. So all you got to do is text in your name, 833-401-1440, and then include your amount, and we are off and running. The Edmonton Oilers will be taking on the Winnipeg Jets tomorrow night, but the Jets are actually in action tonight as we go around the NHL. Brought to you by McDonald's, and it's a new era for veggie lovers. Have you tried the McVeggie yet? More than a sandwich, it's an iconic flavor moment. The McVeggie or the spicy, and it is a little spicy, I'll warn you. Only at McDonald's. Longtime beat reporter for the Winnipeg Jets, Ken Wiebe, joins us now. Ken, welcome back to the show, my man. How you doing?
Very well, Jay. Great to be with you on this Positive Friday. Yes.
The right positive. Jets fans probably a little nervous right now. Obviously, you're just trying to get through life without Connor Halley. And I know last year, Kevin Woodley told us how, the Jets defensive system was great. And Halley obviously was excellent, but he was in a pretty good environment. This year, he's been out of his world. I think he was like 12 goals saved above expected before he got injured. So let's start with what's been the change defensively. How come they're giving up more this year than they did last year?
Yeah, it's a great question, Jay. And if Scott Arniel and his coaching staff knew the answer, they wouldn't be near the bottom of most of the defensive metrics. It's been a struggle for the most part this year defensively. Even when the Jets were 9-3, they were bleeding chances at times, and Hellebuck was there to bail them out. So it's hard to explain. The personnel is not that much different when it comes to the defensive side, but the Jets played a really up-tempo, aggressive style system in all three zones. And Jay, they got older and slower, and they have not been on point with that system. There have been a bunch of uncharacteristic breakdowns when it comes to puck management, and compounding the problem when there's already poor puck management, they've had a bunch of D-zone lapses in coverage. So not a great combination. And the other part of that too, Jay, that they're not spending nearly as much time in the offensive zone. I mean, best way to defend is to have the puck on your stick and force the other team to defend. And that just hasn't been happening with enough regularity for the Winnipeg Jets when it comes to their defending. So yeah, I mean, Kevin Woodley was 100% right. The environment last year was optimal in a lot of ways, and that helped Connor Halley, who was obviously brilliant himself. But Jets goalies have been under siege on many evenings and games this year, and that's been a problem for them. And again, now they also haven't been able to outscore those mistakes either, Jay. That's been a huge problem on the other side.
Yeah, well, obviously, you look, Scheifele's done it, Kyle Connor's done it, but it's depth down the lineup that they're lacking right now.
Yeah, bang on. And, the stats aren't everything, but Jay, this is a pretty sound one. In the last 7 games, the Jets have 13 goals. 10 of them have come from the top line. Wow. 3 of them have come from others, including 1 empty netter. The only other even strength goals for the Jets during that span were scored by Nino Niederreiter and Cole Perfetti. And Niederreiter had the empty netter as well. So, you can't be a one-line hockey team. We know the debate in Edmonton. Do you go with the nuclear option all the time? Do you spread the wealth? I mean, Scott Arniel is to the point where he's having to consider breaking up one of the best lines in the NHL just to try to spread out the scoring. But the problem with the theory is that if that doesn't work, now you have 0 out of 4 lines going instead of having one constant. So they haven't reached the point of no return yet. The first line's going to be together, and there were some positive signs, even though it didn't lead directly to goals in that game against the Montreal Canadiens on Wednesday, Jay, where, the Taves line with Perfetti and Nemesnikov had a little bit more offensive zone time. The Lowry line started to look a little bit more like itself also, but it didn't translate into offense. So, by Saturday night when the Jets are playing back-to-back, they might have taken that step. But to this point, Scott Arniel is just hopeful that the internal candidates are going to figure it out. And
might have lost Kenny there. So we'll try to reconnect with him in a second. But you look at the Jets, and I think it's a big concern because is Ken back with us? Okay, good. Because I look at it, Ken, you mentioned like the scoring isn't working, and right. you can't rely on Connor Hellebuck to save your bacon. And that's not a knock on Comrie or Milic, but they're just not Connor Hellebuck. He's one of the best goalies in the league.
Right.
And their roster, like Edmonton was playing below their standards up until like the last 5 or 6 games. And so the Jets were kind of the opposite. They were 12-7 to start the year. Like they were off to a pretty good start. Maybe not perfect, but still pretty good. And then Hellebuck's gone down. And how much do you think that that's impacted them, like just mentally thinking, oh my God, like our safety valve isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to, even if it's subconsciously, you have to think that that's a factor, at least to a certain degree. But it's just been very odd because this isn't just young players making mistakes, Jay. It's veteran players who aren't in the right position or are responding, a step slower or whatever else. So yeah, it's been really interesting. And again, Comrie was the reason they got a point the other night, even though the underlying numbers said it was an even game. I mean, the Canadians had a ton of grade A chances, and Comrie had to be spectacular in a couple of sequencing saves there, both in the first and third period. So I think first and foremost, the puck management. I think one thing, it's sort of cascading effect. If you play better defensively, you should be able to generate more offense, especially considering the power play's still been pretty good. No, not world beating like last year when it was number 1, but still a top 10 power play. Penalty kill is improved, but the 5-on-5 play has to tighten up both defensively, which is the primary concern, and then offensively as well, because it's the weird part. When the Jets were 9-3, they were a top 10 team in scoring. And now when they've been struggling, 4 wins in 14 games, the offense has dried up outside of the top line. I mean, Josh Morrissey's having an unreal year on the back end and would be, we know Cale McClure is far and away right now in the Norris discussion, but Morrissey would be right there as a finalist with the likes of, Werenski, Hughes, and some of the other great players like Heiskanen around the league. So it's not just one person. It's going to have to become as a collective effort. And in terms of the team defense, Jay, as well, tonight will be just the 6th game where the pairing of Dylan Samberg and Neil Pionk has both played in the same game as a pairing. So, I mean, we know the importance of defending, and the Oilers fans know it better than anyone. It just hasn't been there. There hasn't been a lot of cohesion with the D pairings outside of DeMello Morrissey. And then up front, they've been, the line blender has been on industrial speed. It just hasn't landed on any place that has a ton of chemistry for any of the second, third, or fourth lines.
Oiler fans are going to be shocked that their coach isn't the only one who changes lines, because they think he's the only guy. No one else does it. But I'm always like, I think lots of other teams do it when guys aren't scoring. Like, you're not just going to keep running the same line over and over again. You look for different combos. You mentioned Morrissey, and he's playing almost 25 minutes a night. Yeah. I remember Dylan Samberg in the playoffs, and I was like, God, he was really good for the Jets last year. One of those underrated, just solid defenders. And you know what? They don't really, they've kind of relied on 3. It's a clear void, when they don't have Dylan Samberg, because the next defenseman, they kind of play Morrissey and they play DeMello and they play Pionk, but they don't really trust any of the other guys. Even in the absence of Sandberg, no one else is even averaging more than 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a challenge on that front for sure. Too many guys not playing at a high enough level. I mean, and Logan Stanley was forced into the top 4 and actually had some decent minutes there at times. But I mean, when you're playing above your standing, sometimes you bleed chances, right? So, and again, it's so wild. I mean, you saw this throughout the preseason, Jay, a ton of nothing burger, no hit games. And in one of those games, Ryan Lomberg takes a run at Dylan Samberg, but just actually finished one of the few hits in the game. His wrist crumples up in the corner, and he's on the shelf for 6 weeks, right? So, and again, he was the Jets' second best defenseman last year, with all due respect to the year Neil Pionk had. He was sort of playing at that Slavin light level that we saw at the Four Nations. So, yeah, not having him was massive. Pionk's start was kind of uneven, but then when Pionk left the lineup himself, now Samberg wasn't able to carry his own pairing necessarily either. So they've been testing out Elias Solomonson, who is their top defense prospect. This will be his 4th NHL game coming up this evening. But again, there's growing pains with young D-men, right? There's going to be turnovers. There's going to be situations where they get their pocket picked because the pace is so high. But, now if you're Scott Arniel, you're kind of fighting through the balance of, can you afford to have that young player make those mistakes because his ceiling is higher, and because the other 2 options in front of him are, pending UFAs that are in their 30s, or do you go with the veteran guys that are also occasionally making mistakes? So it's been a bit of a challenge on that front. I think, like I said, Elias Salmonson has a great ceiling, can be a top 4 defenseman, but he's not a top 4 defenseman today at a time when the Jets probably could use an additional top 4 defenseman like every other, contending team that's trying to, take a significant run. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get that done internally or how long the leash is going to be, because Hayden Fleury has, he's cleared concussion protocol and is back on the ice. So, unless the Jets are willing to waive a defenseman or a forward to try to help the offense, those younger guys that are waivers exempt are generally the ones that get sent back because it's path of least resistance, and teams don't like to potentially lose assets.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Ken Weave joins us, a longtime beat reporter for the Jets. Now, give me your thoughts on Logan Stanley. Logan Stanley in his first 5 seasons had 5 goals and 36 points. He has 3 goals and 9 points in 26 games this season. Like, he's a hulking guy. And I've always, I look at him, I'm like, God, I think there's more there. Is he starting to show more? Like, is it lucky goals? But is he showing a little bit more offensive flair?
Yeah, I mean, and that's always been the thing, Jay. Like, coming out of the Ontario Hockey League, this was a guy who, 6'7", big beast, right? I mean, he's a guy who's willing to fight, but I wouldn't say he's like a bona fide heavy that's going to be throwing down with the Arbor Jackeyes. And not that he wouldn't, but I mean, I'm not saying he's a reluctant fighter, but he's not going out there looking for it at all times like some of those guys are. So, and he's always had some offensive flair in junior and moving up, but he just hasn't had much of an opportunity. And again, most of his points are 5-on-5 points. So, if you had told me Logan Stanley would have 9 points through the first third of the season, you would think that that's very impressive, and it has been. But I mean, some of that was the minutes being elevated in that top 4 role with Pionk. But also too, I mean, it's just, he's given them some secondary scoring, but when Logan Stanley is tied in points with Jonathan Taves and has more points than Vlad Nemestikov, who's on the second line, it's good for Logan Stanley, but it's probably part of the reason the Jets are, a 500 or just over a 500 hockey team. So, but in terms of Stanley's development, he's been not a fan favorite at times. Let's say he's been someone who's felt the wrath of the fans. Jets traded up to get him. He was going to be a project player, but now it's, this is a project player from 2016 draft. So the fact that he's become a regular is, a step in the right direction for him. But again, it's probably going to end up being a third pairing guy. And those guys are important because, Jay, I mean, like you were thinking, like the minute a team gives up on a player who's 6'7" and 235 pounds, they're looking for one. So when you have 9 years of sweat equity invested in the player, you would always rather that player graduate internally. So he's definitely made some strides, but again, third pairing hasn't been good enough as a whole, and he has to wear some of that responsibility. But at the same time, you're not asking Logan Stanley to carry the third pairing. You want him to be an effective regular NHLer. And, between the physicality and, he's not afraid, he's at his best when he's getting under the skin of the opponent and being an abrasive player. And we're seeing more of that on a consistent basis, along with some enhanced offensive numbers for sure.
Ken, how has Jonathan Taves looked?
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, there have been some nights where, you can see the vision and he's in the right place offensively. He puts his line mates in good spots. Those line mates haven't been finishing. But at the same time, Jonathan is also a guy who has a Selke trophy in the trophy case, and he has not been playing Selke level defense right now. I mean, their line has been outscored dramatically at 5-on-5, and that's not always the fault of the centerman, but as a guy who holds himself to an incredibly high standard, I would say that on some levels, he's certainly not performed at the level maybe we expected or he expected. But I always remind folks, Jay, the first 30 games after a 2.5-year absence were always going to be the toughest, right? Trying to get up to speed. I know we're seeing Brad Marchand. We saw what Corey Perry's done in the playoffs. But, I mean, Jonathan's had some serious health issues in terms of, long COVID and the respiratory issues that he's dealt with. So I would say it certainly hasn't been his best, but I also think that, the Jets brought him in for other things other than points. And, he's among the league leaders in faceoffs, over 63%. So that's an area they struggled dramatically in last year. And again, for a team trying to get over the top that won the President's Trophy, certainly makes a lot of sense to bring in someone with 3 Stanley Cups and a guy that's won every international medal available to him. So I think he's fit in fine, but I think that he's still looking to kind of get, and when I say get up to pace, I don't mean skate faster, but it's just things aren't happening as naturally as they used to, which makes sense given the circumstances. But I expect him to improve as the season goes on. And again, I understand the folks that are on the other side of the coin saying Father Time is undefeated and it might only get harder. But Jonathan's always been a guy that when the games get tougher, he gets better. So I think it's a little bit too early to, say this is a, massive failure or anything like that. But I think Jonathan would also be the first to tell you that he's got another level to reach.
Ken, great stuff. Now, do you expect Milic to start tomorrow in Edmonton?
Yeah, I really do, Jay. I mean, it's a 3-4 for the Jets also. So again, and not to say, it's desperate times and all those things, but I just don't think that the Jets also play the Dallas Stars on Tuesday, a huge divisional game. I don't think you can run the risk of, kind of running Comrie into the ground in 3-4 with travel at the end of, what will be 12 games and 16 games on the road itself. So I do expect Milic. I mean, people look at the numbers and say it was a tough first start for him, and that's, by the numbers, it's true, but this was a 1-1 game with Carolina into the third period, and Milic was a big part of that. Obviously, WHL goalie of the year, gold medal winner at the World Junior. Maybe there's some, a little bit of comfort playing in, in the arena that he played with in at times, maybe in junior. So he's a great story. Late round draft pick as a 20-year-old. He's had an unreal year with the Moose, but yeah, I mean, this is throwing the Lion, throwing a young man into the Lions den here on a Saturday night on Hockey Night in Canada. But this is a guy who's a pretty composed young man, but it'll be a test for him for sure.
Ken, as always, man, great to catch up. Do you appreciate it? Enjoy the game tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, you as well. Great to be with you, and have a great weekend here on Positive Friday.
I bet you that is Ken Weeb joining us, a longtime beat reporter for the Winnipeg Jets. Jets hosting the Sabres tonight. They lost 5-1 on Monday in Buffalo. They'll try to get some revenge, and then they're coming to Edmonton. They'll be a little bit tired. Have to take that train, no airport, and then they get into Edmonton tomorrow, where the Oilers will be rested, fresh off of a 9-4 victory last night. That is Around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. So it's 2:40 when we come back. Lorianne Munzer is back from traveling. We'll talk to her, but also let's get the month of giving going. Let's get it up here a little bit. We're looking for donations for $100, $200, $500, or $1,000. We got 1,000 already in from Sean, so we only need one more of those: 4 at 500, 9 at 200, and 13 at 100. So let's get it rolling. It's Positive Friday. We're helping out the holiday hamper, which helps families just have the most basic but the most important things at Christmas. A nice Christmas meal, turkeys and more. Can help out with that today by making your donation. Just text in with your name and the amount, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440, and we'll roll through here on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right, so Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. And ho, 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 golly gee, 1 year, no payments, interest-free, and the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
I'm Grant Fedork from Leading Edge Physiotherapy, and sadly some people think orthotics are just glorified shoe cushions. But I've seen a runner drop 8 minutes off her marathon, a grandmother ditch her painkillers, and a 12-year-old nail her long jump, all thanks to custom foot orthotics. So if your feet are screaming for help, flat, high, or funky, that pain's heading to your knees, hips, even your lower back, our professionals will assess you and, if indicated, custom fabricate a pair of orthotics made just for you. Happy feet make a happy person. Feet shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency. That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical, lighting, and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Craving a dining experience that rises above the rest? Head to Summit Restaurant, nestled in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Savor Summit's exceptional house-made pizza, delectable entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails, all served in a stylish, modern atmosphere. For a casual meal or a special night on the town, Summit Restaurant offers a straightforward yet refined experience where every bite and sip reflects our dedication to quality. Elevate your dining experience. Visit Summit Restaurant tonight.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Portions of this hour brought to you by On the Rocks. The Oilers are back in action, and OTR is ready to be your hockey headquarters. $5.75 Molson Canadian, 69-cent wings, and play, score, and win every game day. See more at ontherocksyeg.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$2:46. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Got a few more donations. Brad is in at $500. Attaboy, Brad. We got Pierogi Eric, who is in at 100. And the legend, at least in his own mind, Cam Tate is also in at 100. So, all right, let's get going. We got the spot on every step of the pyramid filled. 100, 200, 500, and 1,000. It's always good. So let's keep it rolling here. We're going to help out the holiday hamper today. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. All you got to do is text in your name and the amount you want to donate, and we'll walk and roll. So we got, what am I doing my math here? We're down to, we only need 23 more listeners to donate. That's really a small amount. So 1,005, 2, or 100. Text them in at 833-401-1440. As now we go in the mind, brought to you by Action Electrical. 53rd year in the industry, the most diversified electrical contractor in Alberta. 4 divisions with projects. They do design, build, switchgear replacements, new constructions, and renovations. Also have service, testing, and solar. ActionElectrical.net. As Lorianne Munzer joins us once again. Lorianne, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Happy Friday.
Good. How was your trip?
It was good. We went to Thailand, so did Bangkok, and then we went north. And I would have put it out there, never follow a typhoon because it's a little bit wet later. There's always that after effect. So
a lot of rain after the typhoon?
There was,
Okay.
yeah. We were going to go south to Phuket and then a couple of the islands, do the last week of beach, and 100% rain.
Every day?
Every day, and 50 mils. So we said,
50 mils of rain every day?
Yeah. There was a lot of flooding. There was a
Oh
lot
my
of
God,
flooding.
that is wild.
Yeah, and it was really interesting because when we got to Bangkok, we were staying on a hotel that was like riverside,
Mhm.
and it was really brown. It was really high. There was things floating in the river, like
Oh, that's not good.
chunks of trees, and I don't know what the other stuff was, but it was a really cool experience.
So, yeah, I bet.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure it was a cool experience. Like but it's that there is a lot of rain there usually, not to the extent of this, but it is a pretty humid place, is it not?
Oh my God, 95% humidity.
Yeah.
I looked like I had really poofy hair. My skin was beautiful. It's that's the one thing coming back to Alberta.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a little bit dry.
Yeah, you feel it when you walk off the plane. It's just
Yeah.
like your skin just tightens up.
Everything cracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just the people, Jason, they are so kind. And if you can picture, Edmonton is about 1 million people.
Mhm.
Toronto is 3. LA is almost 4. Bangkok is 17
Just in the city.
in the greater area. There's 45
Well,
million
LA's got
people.
like 12 million, doesn't it? And Toronto's got
Um,
8 now. Toronto has like 8 million. If
I
you
was
look at the
looking
Toronto area.
downtown
Oh,
core.
downtown
Yeah,
core. Oh,
downtown
okay.
core. But it was like, oof, there was an awful lot of people. And no park space, no green space. All the roads were just busy. And I tell you, I only heard a car honk once, and they drive. We could take some lessons from them.
Oh, it is like there's no hesitating there. Like if you're
No.
on it, you're on it.
I know. And they let them in, they move.
Yeah, they know how to merge. Albertans are afraid of the
Yes.
merge.
Yep.
They think like the zipper merge is a bad thing. You jerk. No, it's supposed to go A line, B line, 1 1 1 1. We just go. But
Yep.
we seem to fight that philosophy here in Alberta. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a lot of anti-mergers.
In North America.
Yeah.
In North America.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Thailand's the only country where I've seen the driving that was similar to F1, but in a Nissan Sentra, or some of their cars were just beautiful.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
just absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. We had the draw today for the Road for the World Cup, and as an athlete, you're sitting there, you're watching it, right? And then you see the draw, and then everybody talks about it. Well, this is a group of death, or here or there, and there's tons of speculation. Like obviously, the athletes are excited to want to go, but I would see the draw and then probably not worry about any of the afters, because if you tell yourself we're in a good pool or in a bad pool, that's probably how you think about it. You should be like, hey, this is what we get. Like you can't control it. It doesn't matter if who you're playing against. Now it's just like, hey, we've got to prepare for ourselves. But like I know it's different. There's not a lot of sports that have that 7 months out where they have a big deal. Like, that's just how it is in soccer. And it makes sense. I get it. The World Cup is huge. And this is the biggest one they've ever had with more teams in it. But what do you make of the psyche of somebody that far out of the event?
Oh, I think it's perfect. It gives you that much more time to prepare. And you can either run with it in your favor, or you can run with it and let it run you into the ground. And when you're looking at it, Jason, you've got to look at it with at least 3, if not 4 case scenarios. And hopefully they're going to be in your favor. But it's like, what do you want to do, first off? And then number 2, what are you going to do if it doesn't go your way? And you have to always think about that scenario, because you're going to miss a shot. You're going to get tripped. You're going to do something stupid. You're going to choke in the moment. You're going to play at your ultimate best. And you have to prepare for all of those things. But this 7 months leading into it gives you the time to prepare for it, so that it becomes a new norm. It becomes your new automatic. We all have what we call paradigms. That's how we're wired. That's how you've trained. That's how you've learned a habit or a skill. But what if you could up-level it and do 2 or 3 different ways? Because that element of surprise is where you're going to shine. And if it becomes automatic, that's when there's going to be those golden moments that they capture on, in the moment on TV. You're watching it, you're just going, oh my God, do you remember that play? Do you remember that move? We all remember certain events and certain results where somebody won and somebody lost, but only one person or one team can win.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Now, the Edmonton Oilers have not played very well. The last 6 games, I think they're starting to show signs at both ends of the rink. Like, okay, like their offense has been top 4 since the last 10 games. Their defensive play, like the Dallas game, is probably still, they're not perfect, but in the other 5, they've only allowed 10 goals. You're allowing 2 goals a game. Your chances of winning are pretty darn good. But the mental part of losing back-to-back championships, and I know you can tell, forget about it. It's not that easy. And I do think it wears on you. And the other thing is, having gone through that and knowing that you have to play at such a high level for so long, but the games in October, November aren't remotely close to as emotional. They're just not. Now, you can tell yourself all day long and, oh, I'm a professional, I'm going to be good on my game. It doesn't work that way. No human beings wire. I don't know any human. I don't care what your job is. I don't care what your athlete who has it every game. No one does.
Yep.
Right? No one does.
Agreed.
So how do you get out of, like, it looks like they've come out of the funk finally, but like, if you were sitting there talking, how can you help, or is there really any way to speed up getting out of a funk realistically?
Yep. There's one thing that I know that works. You can either take it and run with it and believe it, or go no. And it's literally let it go, Jason. Number one, you have to write out all the crap, the junk, the fears, everything that went on. Because if you keep it in you, it's going to manifest in a bad way, because it's going to show up at another game. If you can get it out of your head, if you can get out of your system and literally go, fudge it, it happened, I'm going to move on. And you just literally take a deep breath in and go and blow it out, be Puff the Magic Dragon there. It will literally work. And it sounds really odd. Every athlete and every client that I've had who has done and had a bad result, they've done that. And they were like, wow, I just let it go. Because what you do is you let go of the attachment. And if you're still hanging on to the result, you're hanging on to that play, that game, you're done. But you just got to let it go. And it's like, am I going to be attached to it, or am I going to detach? And when you detach from it, that's when the letting go goes.
But is it hard? Because I think in real life, people out there, like, we say, hey, okay, just let it go and move on from it. We had Tyler Smith on the show, and obviously he was part of the Humboldt crash, and he started his own clothing line now, and obviously works as a public speaker about overcoming different things. And because a lot of people, like, you want to move on from your trauma, and he's like, I can't move on from it. I just don't let it control me.
Yes. Yeah. And there's stuff that happens like that is unthinkable. And there are people that seem to experience it. They have had that experience. It's never, ever going to go. But like you said, it's what you do to control it. And the one thing you can control is your mind. It's not your brain, it's your mind. And your subconscious mind is sometimes what I call the drunken monkey on acid. It will literally run away with the show and take you down into the pail of crabs, because you just keep getting sucked in. You keep getting sucked in. And if you decide, I'm going to be stronger than that, I'm going to override those thoughts, I'm going to replace them with something that is maybe a little more positive or better. It's not dealing with what has gone on, but you're overriding it with a better energy. And if you think about the law of polarity, you've got bad and you've got good. You've got hot and cold. You've got inside, outside. Those are pretty obvious ones. But there's little different degrees of separation to go from one end to the other. So if you go from hot to cold, at what point did the temperature change from cold to hot? Well, we usually know it's about June 30th here in Edmonton. But if you look at it, if you start to replace those thoughts that are just, oh man, that was awful, you can relive them, or you can start to rewrite a new story.
Right.
And we all remember the kids' stories, once upon a time, and it literally can start and easy as that. But it's just changing the story that we tell ourselves. And you can literally rewrite your own sports story. You can rewrite your life story. You can rewrite a financial story. You can rewrite any story that you want.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But it takes the decision to do it, because you can go one way or another. I'm going to do it, or I'm not going to do it. If you're sitting on the fence and you're going, well, I don't know. Yes, no. And you've got that ping pong game, that's ambiguous. That's ambiguity.
Yeah.
And it's not making a choice. And it's like, well, you're really going to get a lot of muddle and fuddle coming your way.
But I think a lot of people, when they hear about, okay, you know what, you're going to make that choice, but that choice doesn't mean that, okay, now that I've made the choice, it's just going to be uphill the whole time, right? There's
Yep.
up and downs.
Oh God, yes.
Even when you make that choice.
Yeah, until you put it out on a 10-year chart, and then it does look like a straight line, but it's going to be up and down, up and down. And I can tell you, you're going to fail your way to that better place then it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be like sunshine and roses, and I'll put my rose-colored glasses on. Life doesn't go like that. It's going to be up and down, but it's also an energy thing. And the question becomes, where are you putting your energy? Are you putting it on the positive side or the negative side? Because again, there's a slight degree of shift and change that can tilt you towards the negative or towards the positive. And it comes down to your attitude. Your attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. You can think something, you can feel something, but if you're still sitting on the couch, nothing's going to happen.
Right.
And it's the action that is the antidote. And it doesn't matter at what is going on. If you take action towards what you want instead of the negative stuff or stuff that's not working, you're going to start to figure out what's a better way because you took action. And the more action you take, it's inevitable, Jason. It's got to turn out. It truly has to turn out.
Yeah, well, that's probably true.
And 18 years is a perfect story. That's my story. I kept at it, and it's like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be another way. Number one, I let go of trying to make everything happen and to force it. Because when you force, you're pushing that rock up.
So what
the
do you mean
hill.
by forcing it? Like, what were you doing that forced it?
Oh, I was trying so hard that I was so tight. I was restricting myself. I wasn't loose. And, you know, if you fall off a mountain, the best thing you can do is relax because then you're going to bounce. But if you fall off a mountain and you're stiff as a board, you're going to break a ton of things. So it's like, okay, well, if I'm just going along and I'm playing and I'm having fun, that's where we've talked about is just let it go out and see just how good you can get, but without being serious, because I was so serious that I got in my own way.
Right.
And I probably could have gone farther if I would have been a little looser, a little more relaxed, a little funner. I think we all can.
Oh,
right?
I don't discount that at all. Like, I don't. I look at Florida, and that was a team that seemed to. They knew the moment was big, but they had a lot of fun. Like, and I know it sounds dumb, but just going out for a ice cream on the road as a team together, right? Getting ice cream. It's something that you do as kids. Like, how excited you get when you go for ice cream as a kid,
Queen.
right? Yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
Yeah.
So small little details like that, I do think help.
And you got to bring the fun back because otherwise, when you get too serious, it's like, oof, these guys are tight, or it's like no sense of humor, and it's like, yeah, you can be wound tight as a clock, but you're going to snap.
Yes.
And that's usually not good.
Not good at all. Lorianne, great stuff. We appreciate it. We will chat with you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jason.
That is Lori and Munzer. It is Positive Friday here on Sports 1440. We had a good first hour. Picking up a little bit in hours number 2, 3, and 4 today here for the Pyramid of Giving to help out the holiday hamper. $1,500, $200, or $100 donations. That's what we're looking for today. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace. Stay warm all winter. LegacyHeating.ca.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Group draws at the World Cup earlier today. Canada will take on Switzerland, Qatar in the Euro playoff path. A winner in Group B at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The fourth spot will be either Wales, Bosnia, Italy, or Northern Ireland. On the NHL schedule tonight, you got the Devils and the Golden Knights Sabres in Winnipeg. Stars host the Sharks. Now taking on the Canucks and the Caps in Anaheim. In the association, Toronto Raptors hosting the Hornets. Tip-off set for 5:30. You've also got the Bucks and the Sixers. The Thunder looking to go 22-1 as they host the Dallas Mavericks. Cavs host the Spurs. Nuggets in Atlanta, and the Lakers taking on the Celtics. In the WHL, Oil Kings will host the Rebels tonight at 7 in the BCHL. Spruce Grove takes on Sherwood Park. That gets going at 7 o'clock at the Thompson Family Arena. And in the AJ, 4 games, including Devon Ingram Heller and Camrose up against Canmore. From the NFL, Kyler Murray will be done for the rest of the season for the Cards with his foot injury, while Detroit Lions safety Brian Branch done for the season with the torn Achilles he suffered last night. Golden Bears hockey meets McEwen in a home-and-home. DCA tonight, Drake tomorrow. Canada's and Griffins doing the same thing. Drake tonight, DCA tomorrow. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by our co-host, Wanye Gretz, and hear another edition of Cam Tate's 2-Minute Warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free at Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto. Show you the money.
I'm Gene Principe, bringing season's heatings from Legacy Heating and Cooling. For Yuletide comfort you'll love this Christmas. You should
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
There's no better way to fix your furnace. You just call Legacy. They're professional, never rude, Dolph. You should.
That is Lori and Munz.
It's usually not good.
Plus, no interest
Lori
and no
Ann, great
principal
stuff. We
payments
appreciate
for
it.
1
We
year
will
when you buy
Absolutely.
with
Thanks,
Legacy
Jason.
Heating and Cooling.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Get ready, Edmonton. Glow Christmas Festival returns to light up the Edmonton Expo Center from December 4th to 31st with dazzling activities for the entire family.
220.
Wander the glowing trails, meet Santa in his sleigh, and shop from over 30 local artisans and vendors with handcrafted gifts and holiday treasures, perfect for everyone on your list. Get your tickets and learn more about what's on this season by visiting the calendar of events at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? Buy Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 3 o'clock, how are you? Welcome back to the Jason Gregor Show, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. As always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. And a reminder that tonight, Lotto Max, $70 million. Get your tickets. PlayAlberta.ca. A few things to get to. You know what? Hey, it's Positive Friday. And, this is the month of giving. We've had a really good week. Excellent week. So we want to finish it in style today if we can. What we're looking for is to help out the holiday hamper in our pyramid of giving. And many of our listeners, is really the big reason this came up many years ago when people texting Greg, I love what you do, but I don't have the money to help out on the big $4,000, $5,000 packages. So can we do stuff? So that's really how the pyramid of giving was born, to be honest. So it's a great idea from multiple listeners. So we came up with like, hey, well, what can we do? So now we take on Friday $100, $200, $500, or $1,000 donations, and it builds us the pyramid of giving to $7,500. And hour number one, 2,100 of it is accounted for. So that's good. So we need 11 $100. 9, 200, 3, 500, and 1,000. So you got whatever you have, you can donate. You get a tax receipt for this from the holiday hamper. Just we got people texting and asking. Yes, of course, because you're just making a donation today. That's it. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Just text in with your name and I'll have your number and just the amount you want to donate. So away we go. So let's get that rock and roll in here. It's a little bit slow first, so let's pick it up on a positive Friday. I know many of you, you might be stuck in traffic. The roads all over the place. Man, a little bit of craziness out there. So drive safe. Calm down. Don't text and drive. Just wait till you get to your destination. You got a few hours before you can text us. No problem. But we try to get, doing the math in my head, basically, if we can do like $1,500 each hour the rest of the way, we'll reach our goal. It's pretty standard, pretty easy. So 833-401-1440. So we rock and roll on a positive Friday. Oilers fans, you should be in a good mood. Your team spanked Seattle last night 9-4. McDavid was a 13th career hat trick. Matt Savoy, his first ever multi-goal game. Pod Colson scores. Matthias Janmark. It's like the Undertaker coming back from the dead. You thought he might never score again in the regular season. 42 games since he'd scored a goal. Hadn't scored one yet this season, but he did last night. Also, Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, Nugent Hopkins, 3 helpers. Evan Bouchard, 3 helpers. So lots of the guys that you wanted to score did score. And now the Oilers, day off today. They'll face the what should be a little bit of a fatigued Winnipeg Jets team tomorrow. Away we go. Todd, the sign god, is in at 500. Todd, sick handle from 3T Signs. I like it. Is in at $500. Thank you very much for Todd. Tanner is in at 100. Attaboy, Tanner. Now we're rocking and rolling just like that. Boom. Let's keep it going. 833-401-1440 as we welcome to the show Wanye Gretz from Oilers Nation. Wanye, how you doing?
It was chaos on the streets, Gregor. I was on the white mud. I was kind of near Southgate Mall, and it was inching along, and it looked like the line was never going to stop. So I said, well, we got to be a professional and text Connor. Connor, I'm going to be late. And then all of a sudden the traffic parted like the sea. And then I had a clear lane, it seemed. And then it looked like I was going to be 15 minutes early. And I texted him, never mind, LOL, I'm going to be early. And then it slowed right back down again. And I was like 1 minute late.
It is, you got to leave a little earlier at this time of year now. And the thing is, it's not like the roads are really that slippery. I'm kind of confused as to I think there's must have been some accidents. But I actually thought the roads were worse yesterday than they are today. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm driving in different places, but it's kind of how it was for me. So either way, hopefully wherever you're driving, people, you get home. Last night, everybody would have left the arena in a good one of the rare relaxing wins for Oilers fans, and even the players, like you could see them on the bench. They're just kind of like, oh, you're relaxing. You know what? The coach is rolling lines. Everybody's getting a shift. Your second unit power plays on the ice for 2 minutes near the end of that double minor, and then they score with 1 second left. So the power play starts out 4 for 4, ends up 4 for 5. Bastards! What a loser power play. Can only go 80%. Kidding, of course. You get a shorthanded goal. You get 4 even strength goals. So overall, pretty good night for the offense and much needed.
Everything you could ask for. A Connor McDavid hat trick. People were getting down on him. I couldn't believe the other day when our colleague Lowtide did the quote about, is Connor McDavid in decline? I could see the Sports 1440 logo on the back, and I gasped so loudly.
Yeah, that is.
And Connor answers the bell with a hat trick and reminds everybody.
Like, all you got to do is look at Sidney Crosby. Connor McDavid, decline of what? 153 points? Okay, might not be a 153-point player, but he's still second in the league in scoring. So what if he finishes with 135 points? I guess it all depends on what your definition of decline is.
So. It's a shocking thing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
LT is not known to overreact. When he says something, I'm like, that's what I think too. That's most things with LT.
Yeah, well, he's getting older. Maybe he's getting less. Maybe he's getting grumpier. I'm not sure, but I would say it's a little premature to suggest that McDavid is on the decline.
Connor, you're laughing, but you agree with that. If LT says something, I'm like, okay, that's also what I think.
For almost like half my life, he's been the voice of reason.
When he said Martin Marinson was the future, I'm like, okay, I could get behind this.
Cater. I just want to quickly say my mom sent me a text. $100 for Shelly Halley.
There you go.
All right, Shelly, I like it. Okay, perfect. There we go. Keep it rolling. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. So that's down to only 9 $100 donations left. And we got 2 $500, 9 $200s, and 1 $1,000. So let's rock and roll. Let's keep it going on a positive Friday. 833-401-1440. Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz with you. A few other texts flying in. Hey, guys, Matt Savoy looked like he had a little bit more jump last night. Do you think he fits better with Draisaitl than McDavid? It's a fair question. I like Matt Savoy's a rookie, and it's hard for me to say if he matches better with one. Like, I think Podkolzin seems to work well with Draisaitl, right? Hyman has worked well with McDavid. Matt Savoy, I haven't seen enough for me to state with any sort of confidence who I think he fits better with, to be honest. I think he has the speed to play with either player. I think he has the offensive acumen to play with either player. And the coach obviously trusts him a lot. Like, you know, he's been playing shorthanded basically all year, and he's one of their most used penalty killers. And he's a rookie. Like, that is a massive confidence. Like, I've talked to Matt, like, Matt's got a lot of confidence right now. Right? Like, now he's an offensive player. So, of course, you like to score. So, for him getting 2 goals, because he's always been an offensive player. And so, a lot of times, offensive players, their confidence stems from being offensive. But for him, he's like, man, I'm getting a lot of minutes. Like, for a rookie in good situations, how can you not be confident? Of course, you want to score more, but you can remind yourself, I'm in the toughest league in the world. You know, I'm probably not going to score 130 points like I did in junior. Now, that doesn't mean you don't want to. It just means you have to be rational, right? Like, there's very few guys who score 130 points, right? Like, the list is like 5. So, and they've done it like once or twice. You know, Kucherov, McKinnon, McDavid. Actually, you know what? Crosby hasn't even scored 130 points in one season in his career. Now, he's an elite player, but so even if I go 100 points, it's still pretty hard to do. But I can't say for sure right now who I think he plays better with, to be honest, because he hasn't had a long enough stretch with either one to know. And I'll just say this. I think he is versatile enough he can play with either one.
He didn't look out of place scoring 2 goals last night. Like, he had a lot of poise in front of the net.
Oh, had 2 breakaways, one shorthanded. He thinks the game very well. You know, he scored on the power play. Like, neither one of his goals actually came with Draisaitl or McDavid on the ice. So, which is a good sign, because, you know, you need guys to score when they're not on the ice. But, you know, Matt Savoy, I think, is someone, his penalty killing prowess and his offensive, like, if Matt Savoy ends up scoring 18, 20 goals as a rookie, that's a really good year, especially on a team where you're not on the first unit power play, like a lot of the other young guys around the league, nor should he be. Like, he's not going to jump ahead of Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman. Like, he doesn't play Hyman's spot in front of the net, right? Like, he's not there yet to say, hey, Nugent Hopkins, beat it. I'm taking your spot on the power play. It's not like, I think maybe down the road, a few years possibly, but not right now. And that's okay. So, Matt, you always have to, when we make comparisons, you have to look, and people are going to say, yeah, well, Matt Savoy, like, he's not getting as many points as other guys. Yeah, because he's not getting the opportunities, because those teams don't have a McDavid or Draisaitl. So it's a different situation. But that's a good question. I think that he's played well. Hey, Greg's, all your predictions came true yesterday except Regula. That guy ever going to be on the ice for a goal? Hey, trust me, Nick. That's the one I was looking at. I'm like, oh, because I had my son's game. So I recorded the game, and then I was watching it on catching up to watch the game last night. And, you know, when it's 6-0, I hadn't really paid close enough attention to see who was on the ice. I know they scored some power play goals, but I'm like, geez, I wonder if he's got to get on the ice for a goal. Look at the end of the night, 9 goals, not on the ice. I'm like, it's unbelievable. And like, I think about it, like that on ice celebration, when you're on the ice and everybody comes in, it's like head taps, hey, great. He hasn't been there once yet this year. It's wild. That's the thing. Like, I'll be watching. We should have a little contest. Like, when is the game that Alec Regula is on the ice, just on the ice when the Oilers score a goal? Is it next game? Is it next week? Is it after Christmas? When's it going to be? It's a fair point. Hey, guys, you have any update on Connor Ingram? Yeah, he got banged up. And do you think he's ready to be a backup? No. He's not playing enough. He left the game with a little minor injury yet. So I don't think he's there yet. He's still trying to find his way in the American League. And I'm not sold he will. He might. I hope he does for his sake, but I don't think it's a lock. And I don't think they're going to bring him up here until they see probably at least 5 to 7 consecutive solid, not great, just solid outings.
I was watching the game last night with Wanye Jr., age 5, and he could say the darndest things, Gregor. Where's the Iceman? He asked me, because I put a lot of hype behind the Iceman before the year started. I explained to him the nickname, how cool that is, how cool like Howard is. So I had to explain to him 7 points in 6 games in the A's, steady work. He's down there developing.
Yeah, and he had like 6 points in his first 3 games.
Yeah.
And so like AHL's hard, man. It is a hard league. And if you can be a rookie and be a point-a-game player, that's really, really good.
The Oilers suddenly have 2 really good rookie prospects with Savoy and Howard.
Yeah, well, they need them. They need a few. Right. Well, you look at, they got a few other guys down there that are playing well for different roles, right? Like, Clattenburg is a 4th line guy. They have some rookies in different areas, right? Like Ike Howard to me is a guy who you view as a scorer in the NHL, right? He's definitely a top 9 forward. You hope that maybe he's a top 6. That's what Savoy's hoping to be. Then you got Yarventi's probably maybe a 3rd line type of player. Szymanski is a 4th liner, maybe becomes a 3rd liner. Clattenburg's, in that role the same. So they've got some guys at different levels. They don't really have any D-men down there right now that I think are ready to burst by any stretch of the imagination, but they got some forwards.
So Yarventi's a player to watch?
Yes. Yeah, Yarventi is big, strong, can skate. Injuries have really been his biggest nemesis. So if he can stay healthy, he's a big body. You look and say, could this guy, maybe he can be a 3rd line winger. I think that would be ideal for him. I always try to have lower than higher expectations on players, because a lot of people are, 2nd line player. You know how hard it is to be a 2nd line player? No, I think he's more of a 3rd line guy. Doesn't mean he starts there, but that's where I think he might get to. 3:20, we'll take a quick break. We'll hear from the Oilers and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
He's a winner. Wait, she's a winner too. Right. Everyone's a winner during Wish and Win at Wolf GMC Buick. Every single customer is guaranteed at least a $500 bonus with a chance to save up to $25,000 towards a new GMC or Buick. At Wolf GMC Buick, we also have 0% financing up to 84 months on most of our popular SUVs and trucks. And we're clearing out remaining 25s, including cash discounts up to $10,000 on a great selection of Sierra HDs. 90 seconds east of the Henday. Wolf GMC Buick, where everyone wins.
Action Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future.
That's the strategy, designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
It's the biggest game of the season. The Edmonton Oil Kings Teddy Bear Toss, presented by The Brick.
Family Fun Sunday, December 7th. Bring your new stuffed bears to the game, and when the Oil Kings score their first goal, the fur will fly onto the ice.
Help Santa's Anonymous collect thousands of bears this holiday season for families in need.
See the Oil Kings in their special Teddy Bear Toss-themed jerseys as they face the Prince Albert Raiders.
Teddy Bear Toss, presented by The Brick. 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Rogers Place.
Limited seats remain. Great family entertainment starts at just $20 a seat at oilkings.ca.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Aloha, Edmonton. It's back. Century Vision Care's 4th annual Maui Christmas event on Friday, December 12th from 9 to 5. Century Vision Care, Edmonton's biggest Maui gym retailer, is bringing the island spirit to your holiday shopping. Enjoy in-house savings on all prescription and non-prescription Maui gyms, plus giveaways, prizes, snacks, and beverages all day. Same-day eye exam appointments are available, and they direct bill most insurance plans, but spots are filling fast. Get ahead on your Christmas list and treat yourself to a new pair of Maui gyms. Visit Century Vision Care on Instagram.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake. But it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. What's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee. Still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Winter in Alberta doesn't mess around.
And neither does Titan Supply.
For over 50 years, we've earned the trust of our customers across a variety of industries.
Because we lead with integrity,
honesty,
and respect.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Brent from Titan Supply. When the weather hits hard,
we're fully stocked with rigging, lifting, and hauling gear that works as hard as you do.
Titan Supply.
Built on trust, driven by safety.
Serving Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary.
Let us help you face the weather the Titan way.
Visit titansupply.ca.
Course to this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with a line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.325. Welcome back, Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley. Boys and girls, let's now we got, you know what? It's Positive Friday. And it's Pyramid of Giving to help out the holiday hamper. This is very simple. Many of you, if you're new listeners, maybe you don't know. If you're a veteran listener, you know. $100, $200, $500, or $1,000 donation. That's what we're looking for. And we start out looking for 15 at 100, 10 at 2, 4 at 500, and 2 at 1,000. We already got halfway to the 1,000. So Sean bid in 1,000. We've got Brad and Todd in at 500. So we need 1,000, 2 500s. We have 9 $200 ones left, and we're down to 9 $100 donations. So quick math, that's 20 listeners. That's it. All right. So 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440 can help out the holiday hamper. And my bad, I should have been checking my emails because I've been checking the text line and forgot to check the email, Gregor at sports1440.ca, but I did just check it and want to read this that just came in. Hey, Gregor, my apologies. I should have sent this earlier. We wanted to do it, but it slipped my mind. It's become an annual tradition for our company. Our staff members really enjoy it. They listen along all day long, and it's something that we take a lot of pride in and want to help out the community. We'd love the opportunity, again, to match Friday's Period of Giving and help out the holiday hamper as we have in previous years. We're lucky enough to have a good season, a good year, and I hope it continues. That one comes in from Turan at GS Construction. So they are going to match the Pyramid of Giving. So if you made a donation of $100, well, they just match it. If you're going to make 200, they'll match it. So they will do it. So that'll give us up to $15,000 today. They'll match it from GS Construction. So thanks to Turan and everyone there at GS Construction. No worries about when you send in the note. It's never, I know a lot of guys have done this in the air, and it's not something I really want to reach out and ask for. So thank you very much for that. So we appreciate it. So little incentive. hey, let's make them pay. How about that? Okay, we'll make them pay. And the holiday hamper, which really needs your help this time of year, will benefit as well. So just think of your $100 donation or $200 is going to be doubled and matched by GS Construction. So that's a big boost, but we got to fill it out. So let's rock and roll. 9-100s, 9-200s, 2-500s, and 1,000. That's it. That's all we need. 833-401-1440. If you can help out, please let us do so. It's very easy. All you have to do, text in with your name and the amount you'll donate, and then I will pass it on. And Chris and his team from Holiday Hamper will reach out to you directly. You make your deposit. You get a tax receipt to go along with it. And you know what? It'll give you some karma, good positive karma moving into the holiday season. So 833-401-1440. Let's get this going here a little bit, 100, 200. And now Bill is in at 100, and let's rock and roll. Let's try to, I always say we got to get about, another 1,200 this hour, and then we're just on pace to fill it out by the end of the show. So there we go. Hey, Gregor, why would the Oilers have today off? Coach decides, players decide. They skated Monday. Well, they played. What do they play? They skated Monday, played Tuesday, skated Wednesday, played Thursday. They're playing tomorrow. So yeah, they have today off. Then they'll probably have Sunday off as well, I would think. And then they will practice Monday, play Tuesday, practice Wednesday, play Thursday, travel Friday, and then they play Saturday, Sunday. So the coach looks kind of long-term at when you can practice and when you can skate and when they need some rest. Now, the players not on the ice doesn't mean that they don't have a video session today. Maybe they'll come in. Some guys are getting treatment here or there. They can do multiple different things, but you don't have to skate every day, despite what some of the young minor hockey programs. I see kids on the ice 6-7 days a week, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Professional athletes don't do that. It's their job. And you have young kids all the time. Your body, especially when your body's growing, they need sleep, they need rest. I've always kind of been a little, 4 times a week is more than good, to be honest. You want to spread, sure, junior hockey, they get up 5 days. Sure, but rest is the number one important thing. The Oilers have had a pretty hectic schedule. So, you know what? You play a game like that last night, sometimes it's just a mental break. Hey, maybe the coach is like, hey, guess what? You earned an extra day off. You want to keep your players in a good mood? Give them a little extra day off. You know what? You don't have to come in. They relax. They'll have a little skate tomorrow. Feel better, and away they go. To me, I don't see it being a negative at all. Hey, Greg's, I haven't looked at the Pacific Division standings because I thought the Oilers were way out of it. Much to my surprise, they're only 4 points back. Everybody was all up in arms that the Oilers are terrible. They're only 4 points back. Explain to me why. Well, I cannot talk for anybody else, but I can understand, the Oilers have a high bar in their own organization wasn't happy. The players weren't happy. I get why the fans were concerned because there were some games where the Oilers looked brutal. Let's call a spade, man. There was some nightmare games. Like the Colorado game was ugly, the Dallas game. But there was other games where they lost close and they still had some really, horrific displays. But guess what? There's outside of Colorado and Dallas, and even Minnesota, Minnesota went on this unreal run. So I'd probably put them into it. And they lost last night. But Edmonton, yeah, they've played a few more games than some of the teams like Vegas. But, you're 4, 5, 3 points back of them. Like I said, this homestand, you win your next 3 games, and all of a sudden you're up at 35 points. And then you go on a 5-game road trip where you say, hey, if we can go 3-2 on that road trip, and then we're done going out east. Right? Most of their road trip games after that are all in the Pacific Division. They got a few left in the Central, but mainly in the Pacific, none in the Eastern Conference time zone. So that is a huge boost for them. Huge boost. So now we got Albie, Corey, Troy, and Manny all in for 100. Nice. There we go. The hundreds are filling up. All right. And if you who wants to go for 200? Let's get a few $200 in here today. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us a few other news and notes. I don't know how many of you, Cons, what were your thoughts on the Canada draw today for the World Cup of Soccer?
Well, I mean, I think Switzerland is an interesting one for sure. Qatar, they're the 51st ranked nation in the world. For those wondering, Canada sitting at 27. So that's one I think, you can look for a pretty good matchup against. Didn't love Wayner giving us that card with Wales, Bosnia, Italy, and Northern Ireland on it. Could have helped us out, maybe give New Zealand or something like that. But all in all, I think it's going to be a pretty fun tournament. You know, you look at that group of the 4 teams that have to play their way in. Let's pretty much pencil in Italy. They are the 12th ranked nation, although they're not like the powerhouse we might have known of them to be in years past. It's still a good soccer country. So I think it's a pretty good group there. I think there's a chance for Canada to pick up a win, you know, play a good defensive game, maybe get a draw in there. It'll be tough, though. The Swiss are pretty good soccer players. Looking forward to it, though, Gregor. It's going to be an outstanding tournament for sure.
Yeah, like it is. There's 2 groups that have to be determined still. 2 spots, correct?
More than that.
Oh, is there more?
More than that, yeah. Towards the end, I think there was only 4, 6 teams that had their spot in, and then a handful more that are going to have to win their way in, win a couple more games to actually get into their spots.
Okay. I know everybody was like, oh, it's automatically going to be Italy. I'm like, are we sure? Like, I know that you assume it, but man, Italy hasn't had the best run of getting into the big tournaments because there's just more competition now. And upsets happen. It seems on the world stage, we've seen some bigger upsets and some big nations not getting in when they think they're going to get in. So
6 play-in teams we're waiting on still.
Really?
Yeah. And I think for Italy, you know, it's a tough way to get in through the European group. Northern Ireland, 69th in the nation or in the world. Wales, 32. Bosnia, 71. It's not a walk in the park, but you know, they're more than likely to get through.
And it's one of those 4 countries.
Just one of those 4, yes.
And then the other 3 wouldn't qualify.
They're out
for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the draw is Group A has Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and the winner of Playoff D. Group B has Canada, Qatar, Switzerland, and the winner of the Playoff A. Brazil was with Morocco, Haiti, and Scotland. USA with Paraguay, Australia, and the winner of Playoff C. Germany, Morocco, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. The Netherlands in Group F with Japan, Tunisia, and another play-in winner of B. Group G has Belgium, Egypt, Iran, New Zealand. Then Group H has Spain, Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and Uruguay. Group I is France, Senegal, Norway, and the winner of the other play-in. Then you have Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Group K is Portugal, Colombia, Uzbekistan, and the winner of Playoff 1. And then England's with Croatia, Panama, and Ghana. So have they determined who the pool of death is? Connor, have you seen one?
Well, I know that the English group wasn't happy with their first matchup being Croatia.
Yeah, but then they got Ghana and Panama. It's
Panama.
not terrible.
Yeah.
Panama's not that good.
That's kind of the one that people have looked at so far.
Yeah, that's probably all the English people just looking for an excuse. They're already making an excuse already.
What are you talking about? It's coming home. It's coming home.
Yeah. No. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Gonna
Do
be
you
awesome.
even know what soccer is?
Yeah, for the gist of it. No, the World Cup's fun because you can appreciate the magnitude of the event. Like, even if you're not the biggest soccer fan on the planet, if you tune in, especially like quarterfinals and up, you can understand it's like watching an Olympic finals. It's like watching a gold medal game. It's definitely a event of note. Is that a fair thing to say?
Oh, God, yeah.
You can feel the tension, even if you don't know who any of the players are.
Yes. No. I think it's I think it you know what? You just kind of get excited, I find. When in a big event like this, like you don't have to be a diehard fan. You don't have to be. Right? If you cheer for Canada, you're like, hey, the country's playing, I'm in. Right? Like there's a lot, and that's what makes sports great. You don't have to commit and watch every leading game, every play-in game, and know every player on the Canadian roster to be excited about it. At least that's how I view it. I don't think it's one where you're like, oh my God, like, oh, you don't really know the games. It was like, dude, who cares? Right? Can I be proud of my country and want them to win? Great. That's all you got to do.
And games on our soil, which I think is fantastic. It's not going to be getting up at 6 a.m. or staying up late to watch these games. I think that's huge too for the common fan, casual fan, I should say.
I remember one time I went to Barcelona to watch a game there, and the night before we went out, and the pubs were electric. Like, you went out to the bar the night before the game, and the tension and the excitement in the air, you'd swear the game was on the TV. It was just the night before. Like, it means so much to these folks.
Oh God, yeah. as it should, man. Like, it's a big deal.
It's
like,
a huge deal.
Like, think about how excited you are for the Olympics, for men's hockey or any other sport. And like the World Cup, like men's hockey, you like it, but it's like 12 countries. And let's be honest, there's like 5 who have a chance to win, right? In the World Cup of soccer, there's at least, I'd say 10 countries with a legit chance to win.
And every other country, everybody who
and maybe some would say more.
If your country is qualified and you're playing, your home country is dialed in, no matter where you're from. And that's exciting too, like the global nature of it, right?
Oh,
Cape Verde is so excited.
Oh God. Oh, like I'd like to go to a game for sure. I'm looking at it like now I know you got to pay through the roof. That's the only, but whatever. It's an experience. You got to pay through the roof to go to an NHL playoff game. You got to go MLB playoff game. It's just kind of sad part of sports. Sometimes I do think it's getting priced out a little bit, which I don't love. I'm not sure how you change that. So, but I do, certain sporting events are like an experience. And like, if you went to Switzerland, I don't think you have to worry about crowd control. It's not like the Swiss are going to come in there and suddenly they'll be brawling in the crowd. So, even Qatar, I don't think it's going to be that way.
It's like going to an Olympics and just watching a random sport. It's still Olympics. Watching any game at the World Cup, even if it's not your team, is still worth watching.
Just throwing this out there, there's, the betting odds, of course. Spain, top dog. England, France, Brazil, Argentina rounds out with the top 5. Italy is 10th, and they still haven't even qualified.
Yeah, well, that's probably just because the nation, they know everybody's going to go on it, right? Like, they're going to probably, if you're an Italian, you're probably going to put money down on your team.
Canada plus 25,000.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey.
25,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Canada to win would be a monumental upset.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
Chip in a chair, Gregor. Chip in a chair.
Hey.
Remember Cameroon that one year?
Throw it on Haiti, Wanye, plus 400,000.
Yeah, no, that's...
we're... 400,000, what were we?
25,000.
Aw.
Way better odds. So there you have it.
Good for Haiti.
Let's take a quick break. Cam Tate comes up next. We also we got Craig Button joining us a little bit later on in the show. Spec, LT, and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Ruther decorates a gingerbread house.
Wow. What did you do here, Mr. Rooter?
Well, we've got a Jube Jube toilet, complete with an icing-based wax seal. The main water line is licorice, red for hot, black for cold. You got your standard marshmallow hot water tank and a candy cane sewer line. And on the outside, candy corn hose pips. Disgusting, but they get the job done.
To have your Yule clogs fixed, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquasential reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Wow. For a silly hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Saskatchewan boy who grew up loving and playing sports. At least we think he grew up. Listen to Kevin Carius weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Enjoy a taste of Hawaii with Papa John's Aloha Trio. Try the classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken pizzas for only $19.99 each at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
3:44. Now we're rocking and rolling. Welcome back. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. So we had Bill, Albie, Corey, Manny, and Troy all came in at $100. Roger is in at $200, and Kevin, aka Dick, aka Carius, $500 for the pyramid of giving. So quick tally, folks. That means we have 4 people left at 100, 8 at 200, 1 at 500, and 1 at 1,000. That's it. So that's 14 listeners. It's a really small number. And GS Construction is matching our donation so we can raise $15,000 for the pyramid of giving today. So you're in a giving mood. You know what? Maybe you had a good month. You're just like, you know what? I can afford $100 because for a lot of these people, you're just making the difference for them to have a meal at Christmas and one small gift from the holiday hamper. So they do a ton. I know Con Man is actually delivering. He got his family for the holiday hamper. And is going to go shop for them. Now, they're actually sold. They filled all the families this year, which is amazing. So a great job for all the Edmontonians who have stepped it up. I've done it for many years, and I can tell you, now my son's old enough. It's a great family. We go together. You go shopping together as a family. You got to pick out the food, and then, you pick out some gifts, but then you deliver it. And I find it's a great opportunity to show your kids just to, you're giving to someone, because I remember my son asked me, he's like, well, Dad, who are these people? I said, well, we don't know them, but and I explained to them, like, you know what, they're in a situation where they need some help, and we're in a situation where we can help them. And you know what, like, you come there and the people are very, very friendly and very welcoming. And you know what, it's something that my son still talks about now. Like, hey, Dad, are we doing the hamper? Right. And so he knows about it, which is great because and it's anybody, most people, you receive a gift, you're super excited, but usually when you give a gift, you're almost different. So a little bit better. So that's awesome. Dawn just came in, Dawn W at $200. Awesome. So getting closer, 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. And of course, GS is going to match it, which is great. Now let's get to the 2-minute warning brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, where the rates never change. No overtime charges. Your furnace kicks off at night. You're like, oh my God, I need it fixed. Call Legacy. No OT charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. Cam Tate, longtime journalist in town. Cam, born with cerebral palsy, is in a wheelchair. Never lets him slow it down. Is actually wheeling through the halls right now. Is probably crashing into someone else, as he likes to do, especially on a Friday. And Cam has always wanted to be on radio. Never could until now. The wonders of technology. Cam's words come to life in the 2-minute. Oh, you know what? I'm supposed to be reading it, Cons, but I don't have it. Oh no, here I do. I was like, what's going on? Are we going to get some Cams?
I was like, man, this is going forever.
I was like, geez, this is a real long musical retreat. I forgot on Fridays I'm supposed to read it. What an idiot. Okay, here we go.
This music is nice.
I thought it was Charlie Brown Christmas for a second. All right.
Very festive.
Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is Cam's words I'm reading. It's Friday. You think I would remember this? I've only been doing it for 3 months. The easy thing, the wonderfully temptingly easy thing for the Edmonton Oilers to do right now is to send Santa Claus a note. Not by email, not by text, but old-fashioned North Pole post, written in the hopeful cursive of December hearts. Dear Santa, if it wouldn't trouble you terribly, could we play the Seattle Kraken 10 more times before the Olympic break? Because based on the last 2 outings, the Oilers glided through Seattle as if skating on Destiny's freshly polished kitchen floor. Every bounce, every blade, every pass seemed charmed. The kind of nights where even the goalposts feel cooperative, leaning in like old friends at a reunion. But anyone who has laced up a skate from Timbits to the towering cathedrals of the NHL knows the truth whispered in every cold rink from Red Deer to Rogers Place. The easy road doesn't win championships. It may warm the hands, it may soothe the spirits, but it never forges rings. Rings require calluses, bruised pride, late buses, ugly victories, and nights where the scoreboard seems actively hostile to your existence. Yet we must pause respectfully for what the Oilers accomplished in that 9-4 win over Seattle. A score so exuberant, it deserves to be embroidered on a quilt and displayed at family gatherings. It was a storybook evening. McDavid flying with that whisper-soft, almost supernatural glide. Hat trick, too. Draisaitl distributing passes with the serene assurance of a man pouring tea at a royal breakfast. Hyman and Nugent-Hopkins all joining the parade with the enthusiasm of kids discovering winter for the first time. And Calvin Pickard, steady as a Sunday sermon, watching the proceedings with calm conviction. Something warm flickered on that bench, something hopeful, something familiar. The Oilers for a night looked like the team they tell themselves they are. But, and here is where Cam Tate would lean in, lower his voice, and tap the page. Seattle is a gift, not a guarantee. The true test awaits in rinks where nothing is wrapped in ribbon and Santa Claus is nowhere to be found. And a quick reminder, Tater is collecting minor hockey stories. Email him, cam@sports1440.ca, cam@sports1440.ca. P.S. I'm not raining on your parade. I'm just reminding everyone, not every night's as easy as Seattle. 2-minute warning, Cam Tate, Gregor, Halley, Sports 1440.
That was very well said, and that intro was very funny. I'm still laughing about that. That was a great stretch of music. It's very festive.
Yeah, it's very long. And I'm like, are we going to play it? Are we going to play it? What's going on? Oh, yes, I'm the guy who's supposed to be reading it. So
tell Wanye looking over, like, let's go.
Yeah, and Connor's kind of like
I was looking at
tapping
you.
at me. Right? We're all looking around like, what the hell's oh, wow, I'm supposed to be reading it. So sorry. Hey, you know what, though? Hey, nothing wrong with delaying it, right? Anticipation. Who doesn't like good anticipation, right? Thinking about it. Gents, think about your wife at home. The time you wait, you're waiting, then you pop out of the closet, right? You got the banana hammock on. Oof. Trust me, it's anticipation that she has never experienced before. It's gold. It's gold on a cold December night. You never know. You never know.
Is that how you're living, Connor?
Oh yeah, that's a con man's go-to, buddy. We should call him Borat as much as we call him Connor right now.
You don't have a Borat suit at home, do you, for special occasions?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore,
Not
right?
anymore.
The wife vetoed that one.
Yeah.
Not for that. No,
didn't even get a chance to try it on. It was vetoed so quickly.
Come on, man. Don't be scared. Give it a go. Give it a run. Hey, Greggs, I have to disagree with Cam. I want Seattle every night, not just 10 nights, jokingly. He is true, though. The games will get harder. But I think the Oilers have had a pretty hard schedule. Looking at their schedule this month, they seem to have a lot of easier games. What say you? Yes, I agree. Like Winnipeg tomorrow? I'm saying it. PlayAlberta.ca. Oilers to win by 2. Lock it in, man. The Jets are playing tonight. That's their 5th game in 8 days. Tomorrow's going to be their 6th and 9th, and their 3rd and 4, and they're playing a rookie goalie, Thomas Milic, in his second start. And oh, by the way, the Oilers offense just woke up. Connor McDavid's like, guess what happens when I shoot the puck? Oh, it works. 7 shots on net, 3 goals. Pretty good odds. So look for 97, who was Connor. Like there's times when he gets frustrated at how the outcome is. There's very few times I think where he gets frustrated directly where he feels that he impacted the game negatively. And that was the sense. And he repeated himself. I didn't like it. I passed up some good looks. We lost 1-0. And like Connor McDavid, it's true. Like him and Leon Draisaitl say, hey, we're paid to score goals. That's our job. So they take it personally, aka Michael Jordan, when it doesn't go the way they want. And especially when they like, if McDavid walks in and is ripping shots and hits the post, he's like, well, man, okay, at least I made an effort. Or the goalie made a good save. But when I'm not shooting it, now it's on me. And that's the pressure that comes with being one of the best players in the world. And that's how you respond. And we've seen this movie and script many times before. McDavid, Draisaitl get on a run. They're on their own separate lines. You had Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, and McDavid back together. And, they scored some goals 5-on-5, which is good. The power play, obviously, Draisaitl and McDavid work well there. They score. I look at the orders and I say Winnipeg, second half of back-to-back, 6th and 9th. I see Buffalo, second half of back-to-back. Like these are 3 games that the orders should win. Full stop. They should win.
Which goal for Connor was it where the goalie was out of position? He was on the board.
The hat trick goal.
Yeah. That's a shooter first mentality goal, right? If we're wanting him to shoot more, the fact he was shooting with the goalie that far out of position, I thought that was a good signal for perhaps more goals to come in the future.
What was interesting, I think it was Reed who asked him the question after the game about, you don't see you score from there on a rebound like that very often. And McDavid's like, well, it actually reminded me of my first ever hat trick goal where and he even mentions the guy who shot the puck, Jesse Puljujarvi. And you're just like, what? Like that's those guys, you know what?
What?
A little bit of a different level for sure. So. Nice one, Gregor. I can just picture Tater screaming at the radio, start reading. I know. You know what? Come on. Sometimes we got to screw around with Tater. He loves giving it to us. We got to give it back to him every now and then. I like it. Hey, Greggs, when was the last time you shotgunned a beer? I sure did last night after that one from Austin and Flin Flon. Last time I shotgunned a beer. Oh, man. You know what, Austin? I'll probably disappoint people, and it's been a while. I can't remember. I was never, when you shotgun, if you're going to shotgun the beer properly, you got to do the top and you break it off in the bottom. So you got a little airflow, right? Like I can't open my throat. I'm not like guys who can chug the beer in like a second. I can't do that. But I would say
golf tournament.
No, I don't chug at golf.
You never participate?
No, I don't actually. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I'll drink it, have fun. But the shotgun of beer, actually, you know what? I did it at a golf tournament. Probably 4 or 5 years ago, foursome with guys. I was with them, and I think a guy drained in from the fairway, right? So he got a 2 on a par 4, and then all the boys did one. So like, wow, I'm not going to be a fun sponge. So yeah, that would have been at, I think it was at the ranch. I can't remember. Might have been Chopper's tournament, actually, now that I think about it. Our eye specialist, aka eye doctor, Chopper. Yeah. So I want to say 5 years ago.
I worked in a golf tournament one time in a tent. And they're like, here's a case of beer. Just give it out to people when they come up. I'm like, okay, I'm 18. And you give somebody a beer and they're like, oh, thanks. That's great. About an hour in, I'm like, this isn't fun. So I started making everyone shotgun a beer, and it changed the pace of play. Like people act way differently after they just shotgunned a beer on a hot day.
Yeah. Yeah. So
good times.
Yes. So no, hey, you know what? Anything sometimes you just there's a little bit of and all of a sudden things are a little bit more exciting around here. I like it. So there you go. 2 hours in, we're halfway through on a positive Friday. We'll return coming up in the final 2 hours of the show. We're going to be joined by Low Tide Button, Spec. Oilers had the day off. We're also going to probably head out to another NHL market here in the 4 o'clock hour. But first, let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca. And they now deliver 2 locations, but they make it even easier. They will bring it right to you. How do you order? Simple. meals.loca.ca. Dinner just got a whole lot easier and tastier. You can head to meals.loca.ca, select the number of chef-crafted meals you'd like, and they'll get delivered to your door every Sunday for as low as under $10 a serving. Eat, heat, repeat. Meals.loca.ca.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
The World Cup group draw earlier today. Canada will play Switzerland, Qatar, and the Euro playoff path a winner in Group B at the 2026 World Cup fourth spot will either be Wales, Bosnia, Italy, or Northern Ireland. On the ice tonight in the NHL, you got 5 games. Golden Knights in New Jersey, Jets host the Sabres, Sharks in Dallas, Canucks and Mammoth, and the Capitals taking on the Ducks. In the WHL, Oil Kings hosting the Rebels. That one gets going at 7. In the BCHL, Spruce Grove up against Sherwood Park. That'll start at 7 as well as the Thompson Family Arena. And in the AJ, 4 games, including Devon and Drumheller and Camrose in Canmore. In the NBA, the Toronto Raptors are hosting the Hornets. Tip-off 5:30. Elsewhere, Spurs taking on the Cavs. Magic host the Heat. Lakers take on the Celtics. Bucks up against the 76ers. And the Mavericks in OKC taking on the 21-1 Thunder. Kyler Murray will be done for the season, the Cards announcing, with his foot injury. Also, Lions safety Brian Branch done for the year with a torn Achilles. At the collegiate level, Golden Bears hockey meeting McEwen home and home. That'll be at the DCA tonight. Drake tomorrow. Panthers and Griffins do the same. Swap and rings. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, the last 5 questions, and we joined by Alan Mitchell, host of the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. Since 2016, we've been at the forefront of hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada. I'm delighted to share our latest venture, in-house production for quicker turnaround, superior quality, and heightened versatility. Experience excellence at cantork.com.
I'm making my list, checking it twice. And guess what? I'm giving Wilhock beef jerky to everyone, naughty and nice. Because honestly, everyone deserves a taste of Alberta's finest, no matter if they've been bad or good. So this holiday season, skip the chocolates and pass on the turkey. Make sure you're Wilhocking around the Christmas tree with Alberta's best beef jerky. Ho, ho, ho!
Call to place your pre-order today at 780-986-2537. Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com. After 20 years, Canada's most prestigious international hockey tournament returns. The Camrose Viking Cup, December 28th to January 4th at Encana Arena. Tickets at vikingcup.ca. Brought to you by Sports 1440.
It's the biggest game of the season. The Edmonton Oil Kings Teddy Bear Toss, presented by The Brick.
Family Fun Sunday, December 7th. Bring your new stuffed bears to the game, and when the Oil Kings score their first goal, the fur will fly onto the ice.
Help Santa's Anonymous collect thousands of bears this holiday season for families in need.
See the Oil Kings in their special Teddy Bear Toss-themed jerseys as they face the Prince Albert Raiders.
Teddy Bear Toss, presented by The Brick. 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Rogers Place.
Limited seats remain. Great family entertainment starts at just $20 a seat at oilkings.ca.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Picture this. You're sleeping and you're awake. But it's a good day because you're about to make your way to McDonald's to pick up some breakfast. Fast forward, you're there. But what's this? You can now get all those breakfast classics penny style with rich, creamy hollandaise-style sauce. A happy little tear rolls down your cheek. You grab your small McCafe premium roast coffee. Still just $1 plus tax every day. And see. Get up and at 'em with the Egg McMuffin. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
And what can I get for you this year, little fella?
I want a new Ford F-150 with the FX4 package.
Adults need toys to play with on Christmas morning, too. And Nisku Ford has the best toys in town. If you decide to wrap one up, you can get rebates as high as $10,000 or choose interest rates as low as 0%.
This Christmas, get the toy you really want.
Add Nisku Ford to your holiday visits or make your wish list at niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. From weekend warriors to professional athletes, kids playing soccer to grandparents in the garden, rotator cuff tears and tendonitis to post-surgical knees and hips. We fix your body. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 4 o'clock. How are you on a positive Friday? Oilers Nation, you should be in a good mood. Big win last night for your team. They've actually played pretty well in the 5 of the last 6 games. The Dallas game, obviously the difference where it was not a good performance, but I think the 2 before that and the 3 after, pretty solid. In those games, they allowed 10 goals against, and they have scored, doing the math in my head, 20 goals. So outscoring your opposition basically by an average of 4-2 in those other 5 games. It's pretty solid. They have now moved into a tie with San Jose and Utah for the final wild card spot. They've all played the same number of games at 28. Seattle does have a higher points percentage than them because they played fewer games, but anybody who's watched the Kraken lately, I'm not a believer in the Kraken. I believe if I'm the Seattle Kraken, they should be saying, hey, Vancouver, no. We're not going to let you run away with the basement in the Pacific Division. We're on our way down because there is no team in the NHL that needs the number 1 pick more than Seattle Kraken. I think they're the most nondescript team in the league. I love their unis. I love their arena. Their owner's committed, great, but I don't think they have the best plan of attack. Just me. So we'll see. They don't have great offense, and look at, they were the number 5 defensive team in the NHL before the last 2 games against the Oilers and gave up 13 goals. And now, if I look quickly where they are at in goals against per game, they go from being 5th, and in 2 games now they're 13th at 288. So they are, obviously a few games can change things quickly. But the Oilers just lit up a team that's been very good and stingy against others. And I think their offense starts to get a little runway. They could go on a run for sure. So we'll see. It is the Gregor Show, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Speaking of being on a little bit of a runway. It's a good week for us at PlayAlberta.ca. Go to the Jason Gregor Show and see, because we have odds boosts on our picks. We came up with a few, actually 3, because, hey, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You pick which one you want. So tonight we're going Dallas Stars to win by 2, and Ottinger with 23 saves or more. Stars taking on the Sharks. You get an odds boost on that. Then Saturday, have the Oilers winning by 2 and over 6.5 goals combined in that game for the Jets. And on Sunday, this is the Connor Halley special. The Seahawks to win by a TD and the Chargers to win straight up. So check it out. PlayAlberta.ca. We give you odds boost when you use the Jason Gregor Show special. So good luck. Stay within your limits.
Winnipeg's tired. Edmonton's offense just woke up. Like, that's a great bet, and taking the over at 6.5 as well.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Hey, you know what I like? Month of Giving. And today is the Pyramid of Giving. And we had a good first few hours, and we kick off hour number 3. Boom. $1,000 come in from Jill and Cam. So thank you very much for JC. Can I call you that? Is that your new nickname? Little couple name, Jill and Cam, JC. Is that what we call each other now? Maybe we should. I don't know. But we just did. Maybe it'll be a new trend in your house. That'll be fun. But come on, because don't couples aren't supposed to have like cute nicknames, right? You know, I know Wanye has one, so it's very special. But yeah, they're in for 1,000. So hey, guess what? The top of the top of the pyramid, which is the bigger ones, they're full, $1,000. Now, if someone else wants to do 1,000, we'll definitely take it. So don't be offended. Feel free. You can always add more. But $1,000, our goal, we've reached it. We need 1 more at 100. We need 7 more at 200 and 4 more at 100. That's not a lot. $100, $200, $500. How about we fill it out before even the top there? How about it's like the Oilers? It's like an easy ride to the end of this show. All right? No stress. Like, hey, no problem. You'll get there. And oh, by the way, GS Construction, emailed us in last hour. They're going to match. So we can raise $15K today for the holiday hamper. And that helps a lot of families who just need some help and a little joy in their life. So if you're in a position where you can help 100, 200, or 500, please do so. It's very simple. Just text in your name and the amount you want to donate. Now, if somebody wants to do 1,000, we'll definitely take it. Don't you worry. But to fill in the pyramid properly, and Clark sees my very good art here, and I fill in the pyramid. We got 1, 8, 1, 7, and 4. So here we go. As Cam is looking at the pyramid, I draw about as well as Tater does walking right now. 833-401-1440. Eric just came in at 200. Conrad is in at 100. Nice. Hey, Gregor, my wife's name is Dallas. My name is Chad. We go by Chalice. Wow, Wanye is...
That's impressive.
Very excited over there.
Those are good nicknames. You must be very happy.
The Chalice. It's actually quite funny. Jerry is in at 2. Hey, we're on a little roll here. 4 o'clock hour. Really good start. I love it. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Hey, guys, even though the Oilers are playing well, I still think they need to improve in some areas. Do you think there's a legit top 6 winger who will be available before the trade deadline other than Tuck? I like that you added that part in because that would have been the first name. Well, is Evander Kane a top 6 forward? Because he's available. Would the Oilers bring him back? I'd be surprised. I'm not going to rule it out 100%. For a short term, yeah, I could see it. He checks some boxes. There's no question about that. A lot of it's like I look at, what about Jordan Eberle? Right? Because hey, the Seattle Kraken. So I'm looking at teams that I'm like, okay, I think they're going to be sellers. Like the Nashville Predators for sure. Right? Is Ryan O'Reilly a top 6 winger? No, I think Ryan O'Reilly's a really good third line center. So Jonathan Marchessault would be available, but he's got 3. I just don't know if Marchessault's term. He's 34 years of age, and it's this year plus 3 more. I don't think that fits. So I'm going to say no to Marchessault. Steven Stamkos, he's got this year plus 2. Now, if I get Steven Stamkos at how much is Nashville retaining? That's the question, right? You're not taking him at full boat. There's no chance. But would you consider him at 4? Oh, you might, right? That would be a very interesting. Oh, by the way, Schaefer scored his first NHL goal the other day.
Well aware.
Sure if you saw that, but Seattle's got some guys. They've got Jaden Schwartz. They got Jordan Eberle. Now, I don't know, like, is Schwartz, I don't know, like, Eberle, he's an option.
Can you expand on that? Never mind any of those other players. He's a free agent. He makes $4.7 million, right? So, Seattle obviously would be retaining, right? And then even if they retain whatever, Eberle's, his salary cap in the playoffs would be half of that. So basically, 2.375. That's what it would be as a cap hit for the playoffs. Remember, there is a new salary cap. And so even because if you trade Eberle at the deadline, his actual cap at that time isn't going to be half of his overall salary. It'd be like a quarter of it. But in the playoffs, it would revert back to a half. So that's why I'm trying to mention he would be at 2.375 in the postseason. Would Seattle trade their captain?
If they're smart, yes. They have to. Like, Seattle is not going anywhere. I thought they erred when they re-signed Adam Larson. Not because Adam Larson isn't good, because they're not good enough. So you re-sign Adam Larson for what? You could have traded him, I think you for sure would have got a first-round pick for him. He's a really good defender. And the good team would say, I would take Adam Larson. I would have taken him for 3 years. No question, a team would have done it. But now he's under contract. Now, maybe they'd still do it, but he I got to check if he has a no movement clause or not, but he's also at 5.25. A team might have signed him and said, hey, we're a winning team now. Yeah, maybe you sign you for 4.7 or 4.5. Why would you re-sign Jordan? Yeah, he's your captain. So what? You can replace a captain with someone else when you're a team that's in a rebuild.
Well, I'm very excited to hear Jordan Eberle should return because I think as the president of the Jordan Eberle fan club, we haven't had much to cheer about in these parts of late.
Yeah. No, it's something to look at. No, I think there's a lot of guys that they're going to be looking at for sure as they get closer. And teams, so for me, I'm looking at who else do I think is is like a for sure. Like the Chicago Blackhawks, say they're a great story now. Do I think that they're going to hold on? Probably not. So, they got Nick Foligno. They got guys, but none of them are, I think, top 6 wingers. Nick Foligno, Jason Dickinson's a really good third line center, but they're not top 6. So I don't know if Chicago necessarily has a guy who's a top 6 winger.
Reunite Hall and Eberle in Edmonton.
Well, no, Hall's in Carolina. He's not going anywhere. The New York Rangers are another team right now. They're out of it. Now, here's the name. Because I saw that even Rangers agree. If Artemi Panarin is not signed and the Rangers aren't in, you look at it. So if you're the Edmonton Oilers, now your odds of re-signing Panarin long-term are pretty low. But if you could get Artemi Panarin for a cup run, would you do it knowing that the assets you're giving up are for a pure rental? Most of their other assets they gave up, Ekholm, Wallman, Frederick, they re-signed those guys, right? It wasn't just, so Panarin might have to be a different, now maybe he'd stay in Edmonton, I don't know, but I don't know if it's a for sure. But that one would be maybe more risky where it's like, we're just doing it. And we might be okay with just giving up the assets and not getting the guy on even an extra 1 or 2 years. But I'm telling you, Panarin, his salary cap in the playoffs would be 5.63, I think. Is that what it would be? Maybe even more than that. No, he's 11.6. So 5.5 is 11. Now 5.8. He'd be 5.8. I would look at that. But I think other teams would look at it too. But man, I'm telling you, Panarin for a 1-year run, that would be a guy to look at. Now, I don't know what the cost is. We have to see. I don't even know if the Rangers will be out of it. But I don't love their team right now. So there's a chance they could be. That's a big swing, man. But you're a team that's been to the Cup final 2 years in a row. You're good. Now's the time you swing big if you're the Edmonton Oilers. Right? The risk, like I like swinging big for a guy who gives me 2 or 3 chances, though. I will admit that. It makes more practical sense than to put a lot of your eggs into one basket for one, right? So we'll see. Now, they do have Roslovic. That helps. But to me, if Nugent Hopkins, and Knobloch said it again the other day, hey, we're playing Nugent Hopkins now but ideally they think he's best as a 3C. And I think that's good. So then you need 4 top 6 wingers. Hyman's 1. Roslovic can be 1. Then you got Podkolzin and Savoy. Like, I don't know. I like both of them. I think you could be a 20. And if Podkolzin gets to 20 goals, that's a top 6 winger nowadays. Now, it's not an elite top 6 winger, but it's pretty good. And then if Savoy's on your third line, then you got Kapanen, right? You got some others. But I still think they need at least 1 top 6 winger, even with Roslovic here. That's what I think. So it would be a big move. And then, hey, Greg's, what about their third pair defense? You think they have to improve there? Well, when Wallman comes in, I think he's your second pair right defenseman. So then Regula or Emberson. And Regula started well, but God, he hasn't been on the ice for 1 goal. How's that possible? So, yeah, you might. Doesn't have a ton of experience, right? So if you could get a veteran third pair right defender just as a rental for a 4th or 5th round pick, and that's a lot of times the going rate, I would do it. Because now I got 8 defensemen and I need depth in the playoffs because guys are blocking shots, are going to get hurt. Yes, I would upgrade the third pair defenseman if I could. 416. We got a lot of bids, a lot of donations in. I love it. We'll update you on that. We'll come back. We got LT next. Him and Butts switch for today. So LT's at 420. Greg Button will be at 520 today. It's the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Ring in the new year with a Canadian country legend. December 31st, in concert at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Brett Kissel. She drives me crazy. With special guests Haley Benedict and Morgan Clyburn. Bring your friends, your cowboy boots, and your party spirit for a night full of hits, celebration, and unforgettable memories. Hosted by Chris Sheets. The countdown to 2026 starts with Brett Kissel live on stage. Get your tickets now at silenticecenter.com/events.
At Papa John's, our butter chicken pizza is a Canadian favorite, and we think we know why. We start with a velvety, tangy, and subtly sweet sauce. Then it's our better ingredients: fresh, never frozen original dough, juicy grilled chicken, and crunchy green peppers and onions. Sounds delicious, right? Well, wait till you try it. It's butter chicken made better. Order your large butter chicken pizza today for only $19.99. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Proudly locally owned and operated.
Don't look now, but I think we're being followed.
Oh, that's just my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Well, they're driving pretty close.
Because they're attached.
Save up to 15% on select tires until December 13th.
Cool.
Plus, get up to $125 off a set of 4 Goodyear tires.
Anything else?
Get $50 off a $150 service when you buy those tires.
Well, that's handy.
Yep.
And weird.
Well, I love my Fountain Tire sidecar.
Book your appointment online today. Restrictions apply. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. Don't wait for the crowds. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Hey everybody, it's Chief Principe and Jason Stredler. Join us on a 7-night cruise through the Mexican Riviera, leaving from Los Angeles and including Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and more. While we relax and cruise the tropical waters and have some drinks with umbrellas in them, you could attend an intimate meet and greet with legends like Bill Ranford, Jason Strudwick, Kelly Buchberger, Ron Lowe, Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque, and more. Don't miss out on every hockey fan's dream cruise, the Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise. It's going to be one hell of a trip. Price start at just $23.99. Part of the proceeds support the Ben Stelter Foundation and Kids with Cancer.
The Edmonton Hockey Legends Cruise, July 2026. Visit cast.tours/Edmonton or call 1-833-347-7678. Book now and save $500 per cabin when you mention promo code Stingray Radio. That's cast.tours/Edmonton.
More Edmonton families than ever are struggling as food prices skyrocket. The Holiday Hamper Foundation provides festive meals for 2,000 homes in need. Your donation ensures a turkey is on the table for every family. Donate today at holidayhamper.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the tariffs? By Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, but right here in Edmonton. Save money. Support Canada at Cantork.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. Roll through. How are you? Jason Gregor. Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley with you. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. We continue on the pyramid of giving today on the month of giving, where $100, $200, $500, or $1,000 donation is what we're looking for to build a pyramid that will equal $7,500. And we got a great generous donation. GS Construction is going to match the pyramid, which will make it $15,000. And we just had a little splurge. Conrad, Andrew, and Mike all came in at $100. Also, Eric and Jerry are in at $200. So, we're getting close. We have one more at $500, 5 at $200, and 2 at $100. So 1, 5, 2. It's only 8 of our listeners. It's a real small number. Okay. It's like a normal Friday night house party at Wanye's place. Okay.
Okay.
So 500, 200, or $100 donation. All you got to do is text in your name. We will then pass on your name and number, and the crew at Holiday Hamper will reach out to you. You make your payment, you get your tax receipt, and you know what? You got some good karma heading into the weekend, which is fantastic. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440, where you can text in today, and let's fill up the pyramid of giving today. $100, $200, or $500. Now, if somebody wants to do $1,000, we'll take it. We'll definitely take it. But we're looking for a 500, some 200s and 100s at 833-401-1440. Let's get to the oil report now, brought to you by Go Auto. And hey, they love vehicles on the road, but they love the communities they're in. They have contributed over $24 million to local charities and take pride in supporting the communities where they live and do business. That's goauto.ca. As Alan Mitchell, a.k.a. Low Tide, joins us now. LT, how you doing?
I'm very well. It's a little slippy out there, so be careful when you're on the roads. Give lots of distance between you and the car in front of you. But I'm doing well. I like this time of year, especially when the Oilers play so well.
Yeah, well, Wanye's got a beef to pick with you.
Not a beef in the least. I just wanted to make sure I understood correctly. I gasped so audibly yesterday, LT, at one of your clips because you said, as I understood it, that Connor McDavid's in decline. Is that what you said? I was driving, I'll be honest.
Well, what I said was that, you know, the NHL players peak, I think it's 25, 26, somewhere in there. And the Oilers have always been, every fall, they kind of have this lull. And this year, the same. And McDavid is at an age now where, you know, he may not be able to do that based on, you know, fantastically skilled guy. Love him, but, you know, he's not necessarily going to be able to do this forever. For instance, this year, when McDavid and Draisaitl are on the ice at 5-on-5, they're at 50% goal share. Leon's at 64 when he's solo, and McDavid is at 43%. McDavid's never been under 50% in his entire career at 5-on-5 goal share. So I think the Oilers, early in the year, they knew they had some things going on. They had some injuries. They went to the well, and you know, I think there was a sense of, you know, what's wrong with McDavid? Well, I think that we have to make some allowances. These cats are going to turn 30 soon. So I'm not saying they're going to be ineffective players. They may even be better two-way players. But those offensive, you know, 60-goal seasons and the kinds of things that they've been able to accomplish, maybe he does that this year. Maybe he does it 3 more times in the next decade. I just don't think it's something the Oilers can count on every year. And the amount of time they were playing him earlier, I think maybe they were.
If I could counter with some pseudoscience, LT, Connor McDavid doesn't age because he does those ice baths.
Well, I have no idea. You know, I mean, I know that you are one of the, you know, the hoi polloi. You hang with the rich in Edmonton, but I don't know what you cats do. You know, like I don't know whether, you know, you found the fountain of youth. Maybe you fly off to great northern climates to find, you know, warm spas to, you know, that keep you young. I don't know. I mean, I notice you haven't aged much in the last decade.
Well, that's kind. How long do you think Connor McDavid will honestly play if you were to guess, LT? What's is he a Tom Brady type who's just like his devotion to fitness is so extreme he can play well beyond what you'd expect?
I would say that the comparable I would use, although McDavid is a far better offensive player, the comparable I would use would be Dave Keon. And the reason is because Dave Keon was the best skater of the generation that when I was a kid, he was the best skater. And he was well over 40 and still skating brilliantly in the NHL. So I think that, you know, I think we think of old guys like, you know, Gordie Howe, but Howe was a big, powerful guy. He's built more like, you know, say Mark Messier. McDavid's build is, you know, he's taller than a guy like Keon, but his speed is so good. He could probably skate till he's 50 if you wanted to, but I'll say he's got another 15 years and you know, his foot speed is so good. I don't know whether he'll ever have to retire based on how fast he is.
Yeah, McDavid will turn 29 next month. And so, like, next season would be 29-year-old season. So 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. That's a decade, right? That's his 38-year-old season. So 12 years is when it turns 40. We see more and more athletes in all the sports playing longer than ever before. McDavid's highly committed. I think everybody sees that. He obviously loves the game. You're right about his speed. And all you got to do is look at the guys who are generational players. And I use that term because they are. Ovechkin and Crosby are generational players, right? Like Ovechkin's the greatest goal scorer he's ever seen. Crosby's obviously they're both top 10 scorers. they're unreal. Ovi is now in his 40-year-old season, and he's got 14. He's still on a 41 goal pace, for goodness sake. He's over a point a game. He's got 14 goals, 29 points in 28 games. He's 40, and Ovi is not a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination, right? So yeah, I think McDavid. That's why I said it. If the easiest prediction I'll make is that McDavid's getting 2,000 points. I know people are like, oh my God, he'll be at 1,200 by the end of the year. So you're telling me that he can't score 800 points in 10 or 12 years? Like, give me a break. I think it's like the easiest thing. I think he might 2,200 might be realistic for him, which is wild when it's all said and done. But he's going to play for a while, no question.
Oh yeah, and he's the thing about McDavid is that you know, I always tell this story because it's one of my favorites. When Keon went to Hartford, they had a bunch of young guys, and they knew Keon was fast, so he raced them for money, and he beat them to a pulp because he was so fast. And I remember, I can't remember who the individual was, but I remember reading a story about like his crossovers and how much torque he generates, and it's just a natural thing, right? Like he just does it, like, you know, we breathe. And so he is like a freak. He's an outlier. There's no doubt about that. And his foot speed isn't going to go away. Now, as you know, as we age, you know, things like, you know, hand-eye, those sorts of things, that may impact, but it's not like he's going to, you know, have seasons of 20 points or anything like that. The McDavid that we see today, you know, he may not score 60 goals again, but he may surprise us. The game may change. Power plays may come back. They're gone now, but we used to have a lot more power plays. So as a team, I think the Edmonton Oilers have to, and I think we're seeing evidence here with guys like Savoy, and there'll be others along. They have to replenish the stock because as players move into their 30s, they're not necessarily going to score at rates that they have in the past.
Well, hey, Sidney Crosby says, wrong, right? Like you look at him and Ovi, they're rated. Like obviously maybe not at their best, but actually Crosby is the best goal scoring rate of his career. Now the season isn't over, but I think Connor McDavid will score 100 points in multiple. He'll probably have a year where he scores 90 points or something and 36, and then he comes back and scores 100 a year or two later. I won't be surprised at all. I look at the Oilers, and you know, last night checked a lot of boxes out. Most importantly, that was like a low stress game. McDavid's playing 17 minutes. Lots of guys are playing more minutes. Your power plays 4 for 5. Your penalty kill scores a shorthanded goal. Janmark scores a goal, right? Savoy scores 2, and he's not on the ice with Draisaitl for either one of them or McDavid. Like there was a lot of things to look and say when like guys left that rink last night. There's lots of players that are pretty happy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's I think fans and players really, that's the game you thought we'd get at least a couple of times during the first, 26 or 27 games. You know, I assume Wanye bought 5 jerseys last night. He would have been so excited. But the point of the Oilers is that, you know, they have struggled. There's no doubt. But it's a long grind. They played basically half a season more than a lot of teams in the last 2 springs because they're in the Stanley Cup final every year. So you know, it's impossible to get up for every game, and it has been a long, long run. I think they just have life back in their step now, and they're not squeezing their sticks. They've found some things that have worked for them. The goaltending in the last 5 games has been better. The defense seems to be coming together a little bit, although you'd like Wallman healthy. So I think they're finding their way, and then they're not traveling as much. They're not on that road trip, and the schedule is easing a little bit. So I think there's a lot of good arrows for this team. They have to put together a really good record in December. I think they will, and then the rest of the season will fall into place. But I do think that every team has a really compressed schedule because of the Olympics, and I think it took a lot out of the Oilers because they didn't have the recovery time over the summer. Florida the same. They were the longest playing teams a year ago. They go into a compressed schedule, and it really took a toll on these players and this team in the first 25, 26 games.
I am thinking about getting an Ike Howard Condors jersey. LT, thoughts?
Nice. Those new ones, are they ever nice? Eh?
They are. They're a beautiful jersey.
Yeah, they are. You know what? Marketing, man. When I saw the Oilers, first time I saw the Oilers jerseys they played last night, I was like, nah, not gonna like it. I love it. I love that damn jersey because when you see it in action, they flow, and you're like, It's very cool. So I think an Ike Howard in that new look Condors would be great. And that's a sharp look for you.
Thank you.
I think your eyes would pop with that kind of jersey.
My stars. Thank you, LT.
Al, we got a few texts in. What do you think about Wallman when he does come back? Playing the right side, do they need to play him on the left side? So if so, do they need to acquire a right shot defenseman?
No, I would. For me, I would run. I still like the idea of Nurse Wallman. This has been a weird start to the year, but they played well last year in limited time. I'd almost throw out the first 25 games, and I'd run them again. And then you've got. Obviously, you've got Emberson, and I've liked Regula more. I think he's kind of got sideways a little bit with that concussion, but I think you spend the rest of the winter with Kulak and those two, and you figure it out. But I'd like to see Wallman and Nurse for an extended period. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that pairing could do a lot of good. And I love Wallman as a player. I mean, I just worry about his injury, problems, but I think he's a really good player. And if they do play him on the left, that's fine. But I'd try that first.
Yeah, well, I think that's what you try first for sure. And I think it is fairly, did him and Nurse struggle early on? The entire team struggled. Bouchard and Ekholm are awful, right? So lots of guys were bad in this team defensively, offensively, everywhere. So, when he comes back in, the team is obviously playing better. I think that's where he'll slot in. Regula's not your answer as your second pair right defenseman. I think we can all agree with that. So, and then we'll see. So when he does come back out, who would you play, Regula or Emberson?
Well, okay, I'm going to tell you what I think, and then you can disagree with me. But I think Ty Emberson is on schedule. He's a young player. He doesn't have 5 years experience, and I know that he's not like 6'4", and I know there's a lot of things about him that are not there yet. But I think he's a player. So I would play Emberson. I would devote, the playing time to Emberson and hope that he's made another half a step forward by the playoffs. That's just how I feel about those two defensemen.
Okay. Like Regula is, I like him. I'd like him. I thought he would move the puck better. I don't see a ton of puck moving from him.
Yeah. And it's not, and you know what? I think maybe he will a year from now, but he's been injured so much. He lost like a year and we don't know him yet. Right. And so, he's got to get the reps. He's got to get used to the league. He's got to get used to everything slowing down. Maybe he's a little bit older as a prospect, but he still is that. And these guys are both, finding their way a little bit. I just think Emberson is showing signs of stepping forward and maybe being able to hold the progress without falling back. I'd go with him. Doesn't mean I dislike Regula. I just think Emberson can give more. And by the playoff time, you need one of those guys to be able to play, and play consistently. And I think the answer is Regula. Or I'm sorry, the answer is Emberson.
Okay. Stuart Skinner starts the next 3 at home.
I think so. I mean, he has had some tough starts in his past, but I'm liking him. I mean, I always have. I admit that, but I think that he's a goaltender who's had to, overcome some tremendous pressure, and they lost as a team against Florida, not the individual goaltender or anything like that. And he played brilliantly against Dallas. I think they, I swear to you, if McDavid had scored that goal late in the third in Game 7, the Oilers might have 2 Stanleys. I think that's how thin the margins are between these two teams. I didn't like the outlet passings in the Florida series last spring, but I think they're close, and I think that the Oilers can win the Stanley Cup with Skinner. We'll see. But I think that I would go get another goaltender, to be honest, before the end of the season, but I would not send out Skinner. I'd keep him, and I would probably keep him at least in a 1B as opposed to a 1A. But I think they should play Skinner as much as they can and let him establish himself or not as the starting goaltender.
Al, I still believe the Oilers need another top 6 winger. Like left shot, right shot, to me, it doesn't necessarily matter. In an ideal world, it's probably a left shot, but I'll take either one. At this point, there are some options. There's Jordan Eberle. There's Jaden Schwartz. Alex Tuck's name has been out there for a long time. Jonathan Marchessault. What about, he's got 3 years after this. Steven Stamkos, if they retain, half or 40%, would you have any interest in either of the last two?
Well, I like Marchessault. I think Stamkos is how old is Stamkos? He's got to be up there now.
Well, he was drafted in 2008, so I think he's 37, 38.
Right. Whoever's playing the best of the deadline is my answer, but I like Tuck a lot. And I got to mention Everly because Wanye's on the show. So I would
Actually,
say
Stammer's only 35. He'll be 36 in February.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's not so bad. I would say that of the group, I like Tuck the most. I agree with you. I'd prefer a lefty. But you know, I'll say I would put it Tuck. I would say Tuck, Marchessault, Stamkos, Everly.
If Everly comes back, LT, I'm going to go get a BlackBerry. I'm turning back the clock. It's 2015. Let's go.
I used to see this somebody wearing a green Everly jersey all the time at the games, and I always wondered if Everly ever came back, maybe they bring back that green jersey. You'd see them in the stands, right, moving around, or at the beer line. And Everly has that first goal he scored with the Oilers. Live in infamy forever.
Oh God, yeah, against Kiprusoff and the Flames. Yeah, that's one of the greatest first goals in NHL, like in the history of the game. Like if we went greatest first goal scored by a player, that one's got to be top 5.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree totally. Yep.
There's also the Doug Waite one against the Flames. It wasn't his first goal in the league, but that Doug
right
Waite
off the face off. Yeah, that's when he did. That's when he did like the little eagle turn when he came in around. Yeah, that was a
If we're
pretty.
talking Flames goalies, we got to go with Gretzky over the shoulder, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that was before. When you see footage of that nowadays, it seems like such a crazy shot to have go in, but boy, was it a rocket.
Man, you know, great players do great things. They just do.
Yeah. No, that's very true, Al. Very true. Yep. Al, have yourself a great weekend. What's big matchup? You and Conman, you guys got anything on the line this weekend? Eagles, Chargers, what's going on?
Well, I'm putting all my money on the Chargers because the Eagles suck. You know what? I swear to you, that they should have two different sets of defenses because that offense doesn't stay on the damn field ever. Holy crap, that's a bad offense. 3 and out. That should be the nickname of the Eagles offense. It's garbage.
Yeah, well, you're right. Their offensive play calling is brutal. And it just seems like they don't seem like they're having a lot. Like that team seems pretty dysfunctional right now. You know, there's lots of guys unhappy. AJ Brown is, he's kind of the prima donna receiver attitude right now. So that doesn't help. Saquon just looks like he's tired from last year. I don't know, but he can't run. Their offensive line, your quarterback's scared of throwing a tight ball. So, but you know what? Hey, it's the Chargers. So you never know.
Yeah.
No, you never know.
Giants got rid of Saquon 1 year too early, and the Eagles are going to get rid of him 1 year too late. That's fine. I got my Super Bowl, boys. I'm a happy man.
Oh, well, that's true. Very true. Al, have a great weekend. What's happening to the Oilers and the Jets on Saturday night?
The Oilers will win. It'll be 5-2. It's going to be not easy in the beginning because the Jets have a lot of heart, but they'll score a couple of late goals, maybe an empty netter. And then late in the second period, there'll be a buzz about Everly coming to Edmonton, but it'll be just Wanye wearing the Everly jersey is what it's going to be.
It's a golden age we're about to witness.
Oh. I think the Oilers might spank the Jets. 6th game in 9 nights, 3rd and 4. The rookie goaltender in Milic. I think the Oilers are going to. Now they do get Sandberg back. That's going to help the Jets defense for sure. And they'll probably be a little fearful of the Oilers, but the Oilers offense historically can, they start to get a little mojo going, and usually that carries over for a few games. So
yeah, and the Jets can't clutch and grab like they would have 30 years ago. So the Oilers are going to wheel a little bit.
Al, have a good one.
You too. Have a good weekend, boys.
There you go. That's Alan Mitchell, aka Low Tide. Jeff came in at $200, man. We are getting close. All right, boys and girls, let's finish strong. We need a $500, one of them. We need 4 $200 and 2 $100 donations. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. We fill out the pyramid of giving. Now, if somebody wants to do 1,000, even better. We already filled those two out with Sean and JC/Jill and Cam. But if you want to you can. Eric and Beaumont just came in at 200. Attaboy, Eric. So, hey, we're getting closer. Let's try to bump this up. Let's try to shoot for the top of the hour just to get it over. We want to be like the Oilers last night, just kind of cruise home, be relaxing, 833-401-1440. We're helping out Holiday Hamper, and GS Construction is going to match. So it'll be $15,000. We'll return to the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Ho, 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 Doc. Are you pulling my beard? Booster Juice has 2 new booster balls for the holidays this year.
That's right, Santa. The Eggnog Booster Ball and Caramel Pecan Pie Booster Ball are 2 new flavors to put some extra jingle in your step. So are you a pie guy, Santa, or a nog guy?
Both!
Good call. That's extra jolly. Happy holidays from your friends at Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Now for today's holiday special, Legacy Heating and Cooling saves Christmas. Santa's furnace broke down in the shop last night, and the elves couldn't make any toys, that's right. So Santa called up his pals at Legacy Heating. And ho, 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 golly gee, 1 year, no payments, interest-free. And the elves are working merrily with a brand new furnace from Legacy. Happy holidays from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text CHECK to 780-777-7777. That's CHECK to 780 all 7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Do you listen to sports radio at work? Like right now? Well, do you?
Who, me? No way. I swear.
Okay, friend, we won't tell. Tens of thousands of sports fans listen to Sports 1440 each and every day. On the radio, on the listening apps, on YouTube, and on social media. If you listen to Sports 1440 at work, well, maybe it's time to advertise on Sports 1440 at work. Grow your business. Get your name out there. Shoot our ad team an email. Gregor@sports1440.ca. Let's get to work for you.
I'm Saxon, and this is my little sister Goldie. I'm Goldie, and this is my little sister Saxon. Wait a minute. I'm the big sister around here.
And I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and these are my granddaughters. They like to help with the holiday commercials. It's sort of a tradition in our family. And since they moved from Australia to Nashville, we get to see them more than ever.
It's nice to live in the same hemisphere with Grandma and Papa.
That's right, Saxon. And at No Bull, the holidays are all about family. And really, that's what camping is all about, too.
Maybe I should come work for you at your store, Papa. I can make the Goldie cakes.
Maybe in a few years.
Papa says used RVs are way better than new RVs.
That's right, Saxon. You learn quickly. So what do you have to say to all the people listening on the radio?
Happy Christmas to everyone in Canada.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
So Friday, how are you? Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley, and a lovely Friday in between games for Oilers. 9-4 win last night. They'll take on the Jets, who are home tonight, hosting the Buffalo Sabres. And the Jets, they'll kind of be limping in to Edmonton, 6th game in 9 days, second half of a back-to-back. No Connor Halley. Eric Comrie is starting tonight. So Thomas Milic will get his second NHL start. And I know, and I did the numbers last year. Because, but Gregor, the Oilers against rookie goalies, I'm like, yeah, they crushed them. Okay. Yes, Dostal had one game where he stood on his head, and you've had a few, but it's rare. Okay. I got to go back and find the exact number, but the Oilers were something ridiculous, like 22-4-1. Okay. So I wouldn't put that much stock into it. What's great about it is you remember the one game where the guy stands in the head, and then you forget all the times where they blow out the other goalies. So rookie goalie against an offense, it looks like it's starting to find their legs. Oilers, this is not just one game. Last night was obviously very good, but in their last 10 games, the Oilers had the 4th most goals in the NHL. Like, their offense is starting to come. And defensively, outside of that Dallas game, their defense has allowed 10 goals in the other 5 games. So it's starting to figure some stuff out here, and which is much needed, no question. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. You can text us in our email inbox for the month of giving. $100, $200, $500. Well, now, we did fill out the thousands, but if you want to do 1,000, we'll take it. $100, $200, $500 donations. We're looking, we need one more 500, a few 2s and some 1s, and we'll get to our goal. So 833-401-1440 as we get to 5 questions brought to you by The Brick, where Black Friday pricing continues now, but only for this weekend. So stop in, get some great deals. You can save up to 50% on mattresses. You get $800 off the big screen TV. Maybe in the excitement of last night, all the goals, somehow something happened. You're like, I need a better TV. Getting playoff ready at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, guys. Question number 1. Lots of great stories for the Oilers and their win over the Kraken yesterday. But as an individual, who do you think gained the most with the win?
It's tough to say that Connor McDavid gains or loses anything, given he's goated status. But I think getting a hat trick definitely gives him momentum when he could use it.
It's an interesting question, Cons. I look at I'm going to say Matthias Janmark. Guy hasn't scored a goal in 42 regular season games, man. Like, I know he's not expected to score a lot. McDavid's going to produce, and that's nice that he scores. Probably a reminder for him to shoot the puck. But I'm going to go with Matthias Janmark because, man, you go that long without scoring, it can become a little bit of a drag. Even though that's not your role, you still got to chip in some. So, you know what? Maybe that can jumpstart the entire bottom 6.
Tomorrow night, Oilers Jets, a likely fatigued Winnipeg team in town. What happens? And throw in a bold prediction as well.
I think they're going to shell the Jets, like 6-2. Shut up my boy Matt Savoy with 2 points tomorrow, Connor. Write it down. It's going to happen.
Okay. All right. I also think Edmonton is going to win by a few goals, and the fans will have a few reasons to cheer. I don't think it's going to be a low-scoring game. But my bold prediction, Alec Regula. Not only will he be on the ice for the first time this season getting a goal, he is going to get a point. Alec Regula point tomorrow.
That is bold. Question number 3, World Cup draw today. Canada, of course, going to play Switzerland, Qatar, and either Italy, Northern Ireland, Bosnia, or Wales. How many, if any, will they win this go-around?
Well, if you think I have an opinion on Bosnia, Canada, World Cup soccer, Connor, that you think of as any of note, I can't imagine what it would be. But Canada's 26th ranked in the world. Is that correct?
27.
I think they'll beat everybody in their division their draw that they face who have a worse record, like a lower ranking.
Qatar, probably.
Yes.
All right.
I say, it's a good question. They're definitely going to get a win this time.
Yep.
So that I think is a certain. I'm going to say, like, I wish I knew who the other team was. Like, if it's Italy, it's going to be hard. But what if Italy gets upset? Right? So that chance. So I'm going to say Canada goes. They're going to find a way to go 2-1.
Wow.
March 31st, we will know who that 4th team is. Question number 4 for you guys. Before last night's game between the Lakers and the Raptors, LeBron James had scored at least 10 points in 1,297 consecutive games. The previous record before that Michael Jordan, 866. So ridiculous record. Give me another sports record that blows your mind.
I was going to look up a Connor McDavid one because that's my dog, but really it has to be this Tiger Woods cumulative score in majors from 1997 to 2009. He was minus 134. Phil Mickelson was the only player within 250 strokes of him at plus like 99 over par. Minus 134, second place, plus 99. That's crazy.
That's pretty good. I want to go with, and I got to try to find it on the fly here. I should have looked this up a little bit earlier, but Wayne Gretzky, I'm pretty certain, had more multi-point games than he had games with no points.
It's like 5-point games. He had more 5-point games than 0-point games.
Well, no, I don't know about that. That would be crazy.
Wasn't
but I will look it up. You might be right, because 5-point games. Well, I'd like to know. I'm searching up Wayne right now to see how many games he had with 0 points, right? Which I don't think is going to be many, but I got to try to find it. And I'm going to go to 0. Here we go. Gretzky in his career had, Gretzky had games with no points in his career was 266.
Right.
And now I got to look up. I'm pretty sure he had more. Well, I know he had more multi-point games than he had games with no points. So 266 games with no points in his career, and
96 games in which he recorded 5 or more points. That's crazy, but it's not what I said. So you are right.
Yeah, no, that would be I know a lot of records, but that would be phenomenal. But still, you have more multi-point games than you have no-point games. Kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Even 96 games with 5 or more points, like that's insane. What was it like in the 80s? Gretzky'd have 9 points in the game.
Well, I remember that when he joked about how he, man, I scored 9 goals my final season. That used to be a good weekend for me. Yeah. So hitting his Gretzky in his career, he had 824 games with 2 points. He actually had 400. He had more 3-point games than he had no-point games, and almost as many 4 points. He had 217 games with 4 points, and he had, what did I say, 266 games with no points. It's pretty damn good.
I always like the Jack Taylor 187 complete starts, complete games. Like, this is in the early 1900s where it was common, but 187 straight starts where he played the entirety of the baseball game. And then the old Larry Fitzgerald, more tackles in his career than dropped passes. Pretty wild. Final question for you guys today. And this one, it's National Blue Jeans Day. But there was a topic once on Fantasy Friends between the Duke and I. And it was like, what do you do when you get home? Because he will just wear his jeans and lounge in them. Where I'm someone, when I get home, I'm getting comfortable pants on. So I want to ask you guys, how much of a jeans lover are you? Are you the guy who wears them nonstop, lounges in them, or you change when you get home?
I'm certainly not changing outfits throughout the day. What am I, hosting the Oscars? Why would I want different looks throughout the day? I very rarely wear shorts, and I don't own sweats.
So you love jeans. You're 10 out of 10. Okay.
I'll wear the same outfit the coldest day of the year and the hottest day of the year.
The minute I get home, if I'm wearing jeans or a suit, I change. Yeah, I don't like watching. If I'm gonna hang around I don't like watching TV in jeans. Even though I've got nice stretchy jeans now, I still don't like it. No, I've got some. I've got either Lulu's or I got this. Actually, I got. My son laughs at them because they're like these Nike pants, and they're but they're super light because I don't like being hot. And so yeah, it's get home, change right away. No question.
Always change, yeah.
Always.
I don't think I did that. Like, I used to wear jeans around my house. It's only in the last probably few years where I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm relaxing more if I'm out of my work clothes, jeans or whatever I wore. That I'll change them up for sure.
In 2020, when we all had to stay home, I wore a robe for about 40 straight days. I was like, this is living. And then someone said, you look like the dude. And then I stopped wearing a robe in polite society.
It's a tough one.
You shouldn't take offense to that. the dude was pretty cool.
Yeah, but you can't say you look like the dude. He's cool.
Kind of do though.
Wow,
I get
the
it.
robe.
I get it. All right. Hey, Nick is in at 100. Eric and Eldon each came in at 200, and Dale came in at $500 for the Pyramid McGiving. So we are very close. We need 2 more at 200 and 1 at 100. We can get it by the top of the hour. 833-401-1440. 2 200s, 1 100. That's pretty simple from where we started at for the Pyramid of Giving. So 200s and 100 donation. How about that? 833-401. Help us fill up the pyramid. It's almost full. Fill it up. 833-401-1440. We're helping out the holiday hamper. And we have friends at GS Construction. They are matching the pyramid. So I'll give us to 15K. We love it. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Let's get to the con man and the Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. From tires and wheels to oil changes, vehicle repairs, they have you covered. Visit fountaintire.com and book your appointment today.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
World Cup group draw earlier today for the Canadians in Group B. They'll be joined by Switzerland, Qatar, and the Euro playoff push a winner in Group B. It'll be either Qatar or Wales, Bosnia, Italy, or Northern Ireland. On the ice tonight in the NHL, you got 5 games on the schedule. Devils take on the Golden Knights, Sabres in Winnipeg. Stars host the Sharks, Hamilton Canucks, and the Ducks hosting Ovi and the Capitals. In the association, Raptors are in action. They'll host the Hornets, tip-off 5:30 from Scotiabank Arena. Elsewhere, you got the Lakers and the Celtics. Heat, Magic, Pistons host the Trailblazers. Suns in Houston, and the Mavericks travel to OKC to take on the 21-1 undefeated at home OKC Thunder. In the WHL, Oil Kings host the Rebels at 7. In the BCHL, you got Spruce Grove hosting Sherwood Park. That gets going 7 o'clock at the Thompson Family Arena in the AJ4 games tonight, including Devin and Drumheller and Camrose up against Canmore. And from the NFL, Kyler Murray done for the season with the foot injury, as is Lions safety Brian Branch, who tore his Achilles last night. Collegiately, Golden Bears hockey meeting McEwen in a home-and-home. DCA tonight, Drake tomorrow. Pandas and Griffins do the same thing, but in reverse. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we will be joined by Mark Spector of Rogers Sportsnet and Craig Button from the NHL on TSN. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
As 2025 comes to a close, GS Construction would like to take the time and thank our crews, our partners, and our communities for another successful year of teamwork and growth. Together, we've helped keep Edmonton and the surrounding area moving by building and maintaining the underground infrastructure that keeps everything running smoothly. It's been another year of dedication, pride, and hard work the team has put in to make it all possible. To learn more about our people and our projects, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Your New Year's Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and a party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksyeg.com.
Oodle Noodle Origins. In 1864, Francis Oodle took over his dying father's business as a leatherman. He was quite proficient, but his heart was never truly in the trade. After his father's death, Oodle met a cocksure young man named Vladimir Nudell, who was a trailblazer in the popular new art of food boxes. They formed a partnership and aimed to ply their trade in the new world. At Ellis Island, Nudell was renamed David Noodle, and henceforth, the franchise has been known as
Oodle Noodle. You've got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Looking for the perfect gift? Give the gift of great taste with a Loca Quality Market gift card. Redeemable at any Loca Quality Market or Loca operated restaurant. It's a treat for food lovers. Ready anytime. Grab yours today at loca.ca.
He's heading into the driveway. Temperature's dropping fast, folks. He opens the hood and, oh no, the battery's on thin ice.
Yeah, that's a tough break, Tim. I mean, you can't expect to compete and win with weak parts in your game like that.
But wait, he's made a clutch move. He's gone to Napa Auto Parts for the win. They've got batteries, winter-grade oils, antifreeze, and wiper blades built for cold Alberta conditions.
That's a championship play, Tim.
With over 85 Alberta locations, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows. Locally manufactured and installed, Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 5 o'clock. How are you on a positive Friday, man? It's always positive around here. I love it. The month of giving. Today at the Pyramid of Giving becomes just a straight donation. We have lots of auction items Monday to Thursday, and it's great. And we had a really good week, lots of generous bidders, which is awesome. Today, it's just kind of in the spirit of giving, where you get a tax receipt and you make a donation, 100, 200, 500, 1,000. And it all goes to the holiday hamper. They'll reach out to you, make the donation, give you a receipt, talk to their staff. They're always very thankful and appreciative of it. And our pyramid was very close. Chris came in. He took both of the final $200 and the $100 donation. Wanted to do that, which is awesome. We also had Amin and Narman, the Kassam family. They came in at $500. And we got $1,000 from BHD Tubular Limited. So thank you very much. So we got over it, which is great. We can always, so if anybody, hey, it's Positive Friday. The goal was to fill out the pyramid, which we have. GS Construction matched it at $7,500, which is awesome. But hey, it's a final hour. And actually, I just got a pair of tickets donated. Said, Greg's, why don't you auction these off for charity? Okay, perfect. Saturday night, Oilers and the Winnipeg Jets. Woo! How many goals you going to see tomorrow night? I don't know, but I'm going to guess it won't be a shutout. Well, at least for the Winnipeg Jets. The Oilers offense got on track a little bit last night. Lots of guys excited. Connor McDavid shooting the puck. Pud Colson's one time in the puck. Savoy has his first ever multi-goal game in the National Hockey League. Janmark scores. So now the longest drought is by Wanye himself. That's off the ice, but Janmark's drought on the ice is over, which is quite nice. Who else scored? Oh yeah, Draisaitl. Hyman scored actually pretty nice goal coming down the wing and then go roof daddy to bury it. So if you want to go to the game, 833-401-1440, we'll have a little auction item to help that out. And if you just want to make a donation of $100, $200 in the final hour here, Positive Friday, and maybe we'll have a goal of an extra 500. Why not? You can do that. The 5 o'clock hour. That'll be great. So 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 is where you can text in. It is the Gregor Show, as always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Tonight, it's a big one. $70 million up for grabs. Lotto Max. Get your tickets. PlayAlberta.ca. Just remember the deal. If you win, you invite us to the party. Because if you win that much, you better have a party. And we'll invite you to ours. Because we'll have to have multiple, which would be totally fine by me. Oh, my God. That'd be probably like one a month for a year. That'd be unbelievable. Why not, man? You got to celebrate life. Win 70 mil? Come on. Like, how much fun of a party? You just say, you know what, I'm going to have a party. And it's going to be like, I don't even know, like, how much could I waste on a party? Like, I don't need to have, like, you know, I don't need to be Joey Tribbiani and buying some stupid big white porcelain doll or anything like that. But dog, I should say, but put on a big shaker, like at, you know, at OTR every Friday night, Saturday could probably drop 25K and be no problem. Right.
I saw a documentary clip about a guy who'd won the lottery in Texas. And what he did is he's like, I wanted to give people stuff, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. He hosts parties every Saturday at his house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's like chefs there, and they had like beer tubs full of all sorts of things. And he has this huge mansion in the small town he used to live in. But once a week, he invites everybody over for a barbecue. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Well,
65 million, you could throw a few barbecues.
Ooh, I think you could. I definitely think you could. So there you go. 833. Mike opens a bid in at 150. All right. Well, let's get to face value, but hey, we got to start somewhere. So 150, I want to go to the Saturday night Oilers Jets. Could be a good game. 833-401-1440. As we get to the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction. Huge shout out to Turan and everyone at Mike and everybody at GS Construction for their generous donation of matching the Pyramid of Giving, and their staff gets into it. So that's awesome. So you know what? I want to work for a great company that cares about the community. It's GS Construction. Apply today. As Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
What's going on, Jay? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well.
Raising lots of money, sounds like.
Yeah, you know, it's been a good positive Friday for sure. So that's nice. Been a good week actually. So lots of people donating, which is everybody's asking where the seats are in the lower bowl. Supposedly where the Oilers attacked twice. So yeah, my apologies. Oilers attacked twice, lower bowl. I should double check. I think it's row 15, but I'll double check. But it's one of those, 15 or 16. So there you go. Good seats in the lower bowl for those asking. Yeah, you know, we're making good money. Spurred on maybe by the excitement of the Oilers. They made good work of the Seattle Kraken last night.
Yeah, you know, we've become used to a team that pulls a game like that out every, I don't know, maybe once a month-ish, you know, where they go off for 6 or 7, right? I mean, last night was 9. That's a lot. But we haven't seen that team this year. Like, that team's been in absentia. So it's a little, I think it's sort of in a city that's waiting to recognize its hockey team again, Jay. I think what we saw last night sort of looked like what we've been used to seeing and what fans want to see. So yeah, that was a welcome blowout last night at Rogers.
Yes. And really, like, they started well in every period. They're up 3-0 in the first, and then it was 3-2, and then they scored 3 straight in the second. And, you know, was it 6-2 or 6-3? Yeah. I can't remember if it was 6-3. Then they scored 3 again, right? Like they really got rolling.
Yeah, like the goals were just pouring in, and you know their defensive game was good when it needed to be. They had a little, you know, Leon makes a mistake, it's in your net. They give up a late goal at the end of the first period. It's a hockey game again, and they had to refocus and come out and boom, boom, boom. They get up 6-2, and frankly, once you're up 6-2, like, it's garbage time, right? Everything that happens after that, I'm not, you know, if it's.
Are you discount? Did Matthias Janmark not score the 7th goal?
He did. I guess my point is more so the goals.
Guys been scored in 42 games. You got to at least include them for one day.
Okay. More so the goals against is what I'm getting at.
Oh,
like,
sure.
It's kind of a shame they got to 4, but whatever. You know what? Whatever. Who cares? Pickard was excellent. As long as it mattered, he was excellent. And then in the end, his team was just trying to pour goals in and left them all alone and whatever. But it was a good bounce back game or it was a good game for him. Second good game in a row. Good game for the Oil. Good game for everybody. Lots of guys off the schneid. We talked 24 hours ago. You and I were discussing the merits of putting that top line together. I guess it was a pretty good idea, huh?
Well, I thought it was a no-brainer. I really like that idea. And honestly, like I'd keep them together for the homestand, right? Like they're right. Hey, Janmark scored great, but let's be honest, their bottom six hasn't been producing a lot. And you're taking on teams that are their next 3 home games are against teams who don't have much real big high offensive power. The Jets, we talked through to Weber early in hour number 1. They can't score right now, and they don't have Connor Halley. Like they're in a world of hurt a little bit. In Winnipeg, they're hoping to get a win tonight, their 5th game in 8 days, and then they got to play in Edmonton tomorrow, their 6th game in 9 days with a rookie goalie. So it's and no offense, like I know Wallstead put on a great performance, but Milic is not Wallstead right now. So I look at the Jets. That's a team that comes in there, and you're the Edmonton Oilers. You should be like, I smell blood. Let's jump on them like we jumped on Seattle early in the game.
Yeah, they're in a tough part of their schedule, man. They just played a road trip, but they come home for one game, and then they got to head back out on the road for a back-to-back. Guys are hurt. Guys aren't playing very well. Jonathan Toews is, we're trying to figure out, Jay, if Jonathan Toews is just having a slow start or struggling, or if, and I don't even like saying it, it just might not be there for him, right? Like he missed a couple of years of hockey. It might not come back ever, but it certainly hasn't come back yet. So there's just a lot going on. I mean, let's face it, Hellbucks, you just get used to having one of the very best goalies in hockey, and you structure your game and you play a certain game because you got Hellebuck in your net. And it's the same way the Oilers count on McDavid. Yeah, McDavid's a luxury, but they build their team around McDavid scoring 120 points every year. It's just and Leon scoring 50. That's just the way it is. So when you lose Hellebuck, everything goes off kilter a little bit, and it's tough times in Winnipeg right now, man. The Oilers are getting them at a good time, and I agree with you, Jay. If I'm the Edmonton Oilers sitting home tonight with my feet up, maybe watching this Buffalo game that started 5 minutes ago, I'm thinking, these are 2 points I better get.
Yeah. You look at Vasily Podkolzin's spec, and I watch practice. That guy works on a little too. I've seen him work on that one-timer from Draisaitl's office in all different places, and Draisaitl's the one feeding him all the time in practice, working on it. You saw Draisaitl's reaction to the goal last night, like a proud older brother when he scored that goal. But you look at Podkolzin and quietly, like he's, you know what, and overcome the loss of his father, which had to be really hard on him. I've talked to Vasily a few times about it, and it's the hardest part for him is that his brother and mom are so far away from him right now, and he just feels like it can't really help them. But I think like Podkolzin very quietly has had a pretty solid year.
Yeah, you know what? There's just nothing not to like about that person, for one. Like he's a quiet cat. He's not like those of us lucky enough to be around the dressing room. It's not like he's hanging around shooting the breeze and blah blah blah. He's a fairly quiet guy, but he's intelligent. He's well spoken in his second language. Unbelievable work ethic, like the old cliche about first on the practice ice. Like this guy's on the practice ice 20-25 minutes before every practice starts. He is the first guy on the practice ice every single day. And honestly, a guy that works on his trade so much, Jay, I'm kind of waiting for it to pop. I'm kind of waiting for him to find that 20-goal season. Like he still struggles to produce, right? He does everything right, but the puck doesn't go in that much for a guy that has that kind of shot and plays with Draisaitl and works on his game so much. So I think everybody on that team and probably everyone in the city would love to see, some success come his way, right? He does everything right. He deserves some success to come his way, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's, like he's got 5 goals in 28 games, so he's on pace for, like 15 or 16. I think they obviously want to pick it up a little bit here. And I feel like the other thing, he doesn't get scored on very much on a team that gives up a lot of goals. He doesn't, right? And that's kind of the other maybe underappreciated part of his game. And I look at him, and then I look at Matty Savoy, right? Like I know he missed the breakaway in the first period, and it was interesting his comments after the game, how he said, you know what, I had the whole intermission to think about it. And Stu Skinner was the one who said, hey, Stu was the one who said, go backhand because of something he saw. And then he got a breakaway, funny enough, again, and he went backhand and he scored.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that you'd even consider the fact that I got a breakaway and I might get another one, right? Like you don't get 2 in a game very often, but He checked in with Skinner, and I think the what I see with Savoy and Podkolzin, the similarity there is both guys have totally earned the trust of their coach. So they're working on their offensive numbers, but they're doing it from a position of they get the ice time. Like they're getting their ice time because the coach trusts them. They've got the finer points of the game that, like teams will wait for you, Jay, to produce offensively. They'll wait for you to score goals. They won't wait for you to stop hemorrhaging goals, right? If it's going in every time you're out there, there is no patience. You don't get any patience. If you take care of your end like Savoy does, and Podkolzin's an excellent defensive player, they're patiently waiting for those guys to pop. And they're getting time, they're earning time. And I think it's a similarity between both those players.
Yeah. Stu Skinner starts the next 3 games. I got to think so.
Oh, certainly the next 3, you think? I don't know what happens on the road. Yeah, because they got a back-to-back Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah, so you're going to play Skinner in the next 3, and then they split the back-to-back.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to think 3 ahead. Certainly the next 2 anyway. I guess my point might be you might want Skinner if you're going to play Skinner on Hockey Night in Canada in Toronto. Then he'll play 4 in a row, and then you'll play Pickard the next day in Montreal. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, or it's one or the other. Like, kind of maybe it depends on how Skinner's feeling at the time. But, like, they have a pretty lax sked right now, right? You can't tell me he can't ever start 4 games in a row. None of them are back-to-back. He's got 2 days between games 1 and games 2. So, an easy travel. It's like there's no customs. You're flying from here to Toronto. It's not a hard travel day at all, really, right? So, and whether or not it's, Pickard, they'll have some numbers they look at in Montreal or Toronto and see which one they prefer better. But yeah, I could kind of see that for sure. And Skinner's last 3 games have been pretty good. And yeah, good for Calvin Pickard. He got the win last night and he was fine. But, I think I kind of want to get Skinner on a little bit of a positive roll here, and he's playing well. So I'd play him a little bit more.
He's on a positive roll, and you need to keep it going. Listen, there's no question he plays on Saturday and very almost for sure on Tuesday. Because you know what, it's nice to throw your backup a bone and make sure your backup's feeling good about his game. And listen, Pickard, didn't look at his stats today, but from where he was to where he is now, like he's got to be a way more confident cat today than he was, even a week or 2 weeks ago. But this team goes, Skinner's their number 1. So yeah, he's the guy that matters really. And he's played well. So yeah, you got to get him back in. You got to keep that roll going. Get some confidence in this guy. It's got to be tough to be confident when you're Stu Skinner and all, if you ever look, and hopefully he doesn't, all you ever hear is people talking about who they're going to replace you with and who Stan Bowman's going to trade with and who's available out there to be the goalie for the Edmonton Oilers. And it can't be easy being Stu Skinner in this town these days.
Spec, when you're watching Matt Savoy play last night, who do you think he's a comparable player to ultimately, if you were to guess?
That's a good question. Who is he a comparable player to? I don't know yet. I don't know how much he's going to score. Like if he's going to score, will he pop? Wanye, will he be a 25 goal guy one day? Will he be Kyle Palmieri? I don't know. Like I don't know what he is yet. This isn't me saying anything negative about him. I don't know what he could be to compare him to somebody. What are you thinking?
Yamamoto was a name that came up.
Oh, I think he's
Gregor scoffed at it.
Yeah, he's better than Yamamoto. He skates.
I'm scoffing at that too.
Yeah, he skates way better than Yamamoto. I think Matt Savoy is a very cerebral player. He's very smart. He's quick. I think Matt Savoy. He's not as big. He kind of reminds, and I think he's a better skater, of course, but Jaden Schwartz is a player I think of when I think of Matt Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Eberle?
Yeah, not as much of a shoot. Like Eberle was a really consistent goal scorer for a long time, right? Like he's a high skill player, 300 goal scorer, but he's he scored 30 once. Did Eberle? Right, that second year in Edmonton, right? That's when he scored the 30 goals. Other than that, he was I think career high was 28. Other than that year, so that's not a bad comparison. He'll kill more penalties than Eberle did early in his career. Eberle, had dangled, but again, I think Savoy's a little bit quicker than Eberle is. I don't mind that. If he has a Jordan Eberle career, he'd be thrilled. But it wouldn't shock me. Like, Matt Savoy's a top 10 pick, right? And I think 28 games in anybody's career, it's impossible to project what they're going to be, right? Because guys, it takes a long time for some guys to figure it out. But Matt Savoy was like an elite high-end offensive player in junior, elite. So it wouldn't, it wouldn't shock me at all if he becomes a guy who's and when I say a 60-point, like a 60-point player in the NHL is a damn good player. If could he become a regular 60-point guy? I think he's got a very good chance to do that.
Well, I admire the route that he's taking here, because so many high-end offensive junior players just come in the game and they're going to be high-end offensive guys in the NHL, and that's how they're going to make or break it, and that's why so many of them have a hard time getting a foothold, because just what I said 5 minutes ago, if it's ending up in your net, you don't get to hang around long enough to figure it out on the offensive end. And I totally admire and think every young player should be paying attention to how Savoy has said, I'm going to figure it out defensively. I'm going to figure out how to kill penalties. And that makes you a valuable part of the team that they, like when they're taking guys out of the lineup, Jay, this, they go, well, geez, I don't want to take that guy out. He's a good penalty killer.
Wow,
right. So he's found ways to stay in the lineup that have nothing to do with scoring here.
Yes.
And that's affording him time to figure out how to score. How much is he going to score? I don't know how much he's going to score. He might score a ton one day. Yeah. I'm not going to limit the guy.
No. What about if you could have a Matt Zuccarello career? There's another guy, a smaller guy, right?
Yeah.
And
good example.
Big shout out to Jordan, who texted Matt Zuccarello. What's his numbers
I like that?
And Zuccarello, you know what? He scored career high 26 goals one year. He's had 60 points multiple times. His career high one year was 79, right? Like Matt Zuccarello, really smart player. Again, Savoy's a bit quicker, but that's actually a good. I like realistic comparisons. And if you have a Zuccarello career, that's an unreal career. If he surpasses that, it's even better, right? It's even better career. But I think Matt Savoy's advantage is he's getting to learn the NHL. His coach trusts him, and he knows the defensive side of the game. But because he's reliable defensively, the coach can be like, you know what? You can play in our top six with our skill guys because you do think the game offensively. And once you gain that confidence, because I think if you're Matt Savoy, you've been so focused on, if I'm Chris Novak, I'm like, Matt, we want you to score, but you just keep being good defensively. We know the offense will come from being good defensively. And a game like last night, first time multi-goal game, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him score, 3 goals in the next 10 games at all and be like, hey, this guy's starting to feel it a bit more.
Well, and there's 2 young players that we're describing that are, to me, in many ways the same guy in Podkolzin and Savoy. And they're both young and they're both going to get way better. I think we'd all agree on that. And when you're the Oilers, it's fun trying to win cups and fun bringing in all these older guys and, signing free agents that are 28, 29, 30, having a couple young guys like that, man, that goes a long ways around here. There's not that many, and they're important ones. Ike Howard's right in there with them.
Awesome. Spec, have a good weekend, my man. We will chat with you on Monday.
Hey, I got a couple $100 for this thing. Is your pyramid full, or how's that work?
Hey, you know what? We'll take $200 off of you. Oh my! Can you see through the cobwebs? That's unbelievable. So yes, that is fantastic. I will give your name. We'll put Spec down for 200. I love it. Awesome.
All right, someone will phone me.
They will. They will definitely phone you. There you go. That's Mark Spector. Awesome. Now, speaking of awesome, we had Gus and Matt came in at 325, different guys. Greg was also in at 350, and now Nick is up to 400 for our tickets. And we did get the section in the seats. It is I was close. It was row 17, not row 15. But orders attacked twice. So there you have it. 833-401-1440. We'll come back. Craig Button will join us on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
We want orange. Give us the orange. We want orange. Bring back the orange.
You got it, Canada. Booster Juice orange smoothies are back by popular demand. The original, the marathon, and orangesicle smoothies are back and bursting with tangy zest of oranges. They're Canadian favorites. Orange, you glad they're back? Only for a limited time. So squeeze the day, smoothie lovers, and head to a Booster Juice near you now. Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Across the province, Albertans are taking their shot on Play Alberta. With casino winners every hour, jackpots worth millions, and revenue that stays in the province, there's never been a better time to sign up. Right now, our listeners can score a $50 free bet when they make a minimum $50 deposit with code Gregor50. That's code Gregor50 for a $50 free bet. Start playing with your game sense today to find out if you're Alberta's next winner.
He's a legend in the booth and a master on the mic. Low Tide brings the banter weekdays from noon to 2. Sports 1440 is where Edmonton talks sports. Get in the game. Text 833-401-1440.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Get the Gregor special. Enjoy 20% off any regular priced order when you use promo code Gregor at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by playalberta.ca.
So Friday rolls through. Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley with you, talking all things hockey. It's time to go to our big guest of the day, brought to you by the Spruce Grove Saints. Huge game tonight in Spruce Grove, the Thompson Family Arena. It's the Saints and the Crusaders, a classic long-time rivalry. Should be a brand new facility. It's going to be a great game. They've had some doozies of a game, 7-6, 2-1. Who knows what to expect, but it'll be exciting. So get your tickets at the door or buy online, sgsaints.ca. As Craig Button from TSN, Stanley Cup winner, ace analyst and scout now for TSN, joins us. Butts, how you doing, my man?
I am good, Jason. How are you doing on this positive Friday? Shouldn't every Friday be positive?
Oh, it is. That's why we have positive Fridays. We love it. Yeah, it's good. A little extra special one today with our pyramid of giving, and we already filled out, which is outstanding. Give me your thoughts, Craig. I know that it looks terrible on the outside because the ice surface is going to be like 3 feet shorter. But I was looking up, like, the international ice surface is actually a few feet shorter, but way wider. So some of these guys have actually played on this length of ice before.
I mean, players have played on shorter ice over the year. Last year in Utah, it was short, I think, by 8 feet as they moved from Arizona to Utah.
Yeah.
And the owners, Ryan and Ashley Smith, said, well, we're going to get that fixed. Everybody was aware of it. I think the issue isn't about, in my view, the issue is not about the length of the ice or what the dimensions aren't. Number one, the arena isn't ready.
Yeah.
And it's not like they announced at the beginning of September, oh, by the way, Milan, you're going to have the Olympics. We need a hockey rink. Number two is, and now we find out about the dimensions being wrong. This is my take on it. The NHL and the NHLPA for years have gone to the Olympics. They've paused their season. The players love playing in the Olympics, best on best. We haven't had it since 2014. and there's a lot of excitement around it. I think the disrespect that the IOC and the IIHF and the organizing committee in this situation have shown to the NHL and the NHLPA and the players is wrong. And so I know the players want to go and play, and I think it just bothers me that you could have so much disregard for these professional athletes and for what the NHL and the NHLPA have done for years to be a participant. And keep in mind, for years, with very little to no return from the IOC. So
Right.
that's where my issue is at. And the arena's not ready.
Yeah.
So again, we're sitting here on December the 5th and the arena's not ready. And now we have this issue coming up. You're right. Players can get adjusted and whatnot. I understand that. But I just think that with respect, the Olympics are supposed to be a big event, and this is how you're treating your hockey players, the best players coming. I know what the Olympics looked like in 2018, the men's Olympics in 2022 without the best players. Let me tell you, it's like going and watching low-level hockey.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, I think the biggest scam is that the Olympics moves around all the time. They should have 5 set places and rotate between 5 or 4 in the summer and 5 or 4 in the winter, and they can update it all the time. And that's it. It's a gross overspending all the time. And some of these places host events, and then those facilities are never used again. It's an absolute joke. So I'm with you on this one. It kind of seems typical every year. They go into some place that doesn't have a hockey rink. Like, what the hell are they going to do with that hockey rink when it's gone? Right? Like, is it really going to expand the growth of hockey there? I know they like to think it will, but I don't believe it will. So,
I'll tell you a funny story, and it is funny, and I think it's hilarious. So, you'll recall when Wayne Gretzky agreed to do some work in China to grow the sport in China, and so there was I don't know what the guy's name was, and big popular sports columnist, sports personality. And he said, "Isn't this funny?" He said, "Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, we know he's been a great player in the NHL. He's going to come over to China and grow hockey in China." He goes, "It's like me saying, I'm going to go and pay somebody that's really good at table tennis in China, and he's going to grow table tennis in Canada." He said, "It's not happening." and it hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen, and it's not going to grow in Italy. That's the bottom line. So why are we going there to play hockey? And so what I say about that too is there's a solution. They can be a host nation, and we're going to have hockey somewhere else. We're going to play hockey in New York, or we're going to play it in London, or we're going to play it in Prague. We're not playing it there. And that way they mitigate against their costs, and you now don't have to start trying to sell this false dream, we're going to grow hockey here. Yeah, right. Give me a break.
Yeah. I'm totally with you, man. Moving to the National Hockey League, and it's interesting. We're coming up. We're into December now, and there's really not a ton of separation. Like, there's some teams that are, like you look at Florida. They're only 5 points out of third place in their division, but they're dead last in the conference, right? So, what do you make of a team like Edmonton and Florida being back-to-back Stanley Cups? One team's won both, one team's lost both. Edmonton doesn't have the injuries, and Edmonton's last 6 games, they've shown, okay, we're starting to wake up. Florida Panthers, they're not getting healthier anytime soon, Craig. And their goalie's not playing great. They're having a little bit of trouble scoring here. Any concern about Florida? Do you think, they'll get Kachuk, they'll get Lost Arena back in a few weeks, they'll be fine? Or do you think there's some concern in Florida?
Well, I think the proper way I would position is just some concern. And here's why. Number one, Kachuk's going to come back. We know that they'll get some other players back. I mean, Barkov's out for the year. But because it's so tight, Jason, I've never seen the league like this at this point in the season. I mean, why don't we just say there's 20 teams that are all bunched together? We know there's some at the bottom that really don't have any positive outlook, and that's just where they're at. We have a few at the top that are going to stay there. And then in between, there's 20 teams, and it's so close. I was telling this story. I was listening to the Ottawa-Vegas game last week, and so Vegas started out in the first wildcard spot. They lost in a shootout to the Ottawa Senators at home, and because they got a point, they moved up to second place in the Pacific. Like, can you imagine that? That speaks to how close it is. So that's why I say there's some concern. And when you start to look at how tight it is, you win 3 out of 5, you win 4 out of 6. All of a sudden, now you rise up in the standings. I think that's where hope hope might be the wrong word, but where concern might be a little less than if we didn't have it so tight. And 3-point games, you see how many games are going to overtime in the shootout. All of this is keeping things really close, and it doesn't look like it's going to change over the next little while.
No. And I look at them, then I look at like the Edmonton Oilers, Craig, and it just seems like I thought Matthias Ekholm, he's like, it's like we have like a thin layer of fog just above us. Like they were making mistakes of guys like Leon Draisaitl mishandling the puck with no one around him. Like this doesn't really happen very often. And Connor McDavid, to his credit, was pretty annoyed after the Minnesota game because he passed up some really good chances and came out and he's like, I'm shooting the puck. He scores a hat trick and you're kind of like, geez, if that guy shot the puck more, maybe what could happen? But, their power play is good. Savoy scores twice. And the Oilers seem to be kind of coming around at both ends of the rink.
And that's what was necessary. The one thing about the Edmonton Oilers is we know they can play good defense. They didn't get to the Stanley Cup final by accident the last 2 years. And we know how dynamic they are. We know how awesome 97 and 29 are, but really good, strong defensive play throughout their lineup. And they just weren't playing to that level. And certainly the top 4 defensemen weren't coming close to their level. So you were having all kinds of different challenges. So that improves. I was really encouraged watching Matty Savoy last night be able to get a couple of goals. He's had some good chances. He's been dangerous. He hasn't been able to finish, but they're looking for some scoring in other areas. And so that was encouraging. The other thing that I found really encouraging was they were up 3-0 real quick. And then all of a sudden it was 3-2. And I'm going, it's going to be interesting to watch Edmonton. And they put the pedal to the metal. They didn't buckle. They just said, hey, we know what we're doing. So I thought the game against Minnesota was a good game. They didn't score. They lost 1-0. But at the same time, those are the signs that when Connor McDavid says, I believe in this group, well, it's good that you believe in them, and he should. But now you got to demonstrate through your play, good positive play, that you deserve to be believed in. And I think there's some signs there. And we know that they're better than their record has shown, but now they're going to have to continue through that.
Craig, we were asking about Matty Savoy, and Wanye had asked, like guys that you think, hey, maybe he could be like, and it came up with guys like Matt Zuccarello, right? Because I like that, smaller players, very skilled player, Jordan Eberle. And now you look at Savoy, he was drafted higher than both of them, which, gets you a quarter at the vending machine, and that's about it later on. But when you look at Savoy, and it's super early in his career, but when you look at like a projection of a guy like that, what do you see in Savoy down the road?
Well, he's really fast. He's got speed that can open up a lot of ice. He's got threatening speed that can put defenders on their heels. And he's always been a good goal scorer. I know at times, there was thought, is he a center? I've always thought he'd be really good on the wing. That doesn't mean he might not be able to play center, but I always thought that he'd be really good on the wing. And now you get him the puck, get him into open ice. He'll take the puck to the net. He's got a hunger to his game. He's got a skill to his game. And when you think about, Jordan Eberle could slow things down, but a really good playmaker. Zuccarello has that ability to hold the puck. I don't think either one of those guys skated as well as Matty Savoy.
Agreed.
So, maybe a little bit of a cross between Matty Savoy, between Jordan Eberle and Nikolai Ehlers. Because Nikolai, when he got that puck, he put and maybe a combination with that speed. But I love Matty's speed, and I love the fact that he can use that speed to put opponents right on their back foot.
Before we let you go, I know you're in Winnipeg right now, and people will be watching on the TV intermission in about 7 minutes as I'm watching the clock in the game. But those two teams, the Jets are playing the Oilers tomorrow. It'll be their 6th game in 9 days. There's no Hellebuck. They're going to go with the rookie Milic, and the Oilers' offense is woken up. Might not be the best matchup. What do you make of the Jets' concern in Winnipeg? And then anything you're seeing in Buffalo, can Josh Norris help them, or is this another wasted season?
No, well, Josh Norris can help them. One of the things that's plagued Buffalo, I'll get to Winnipeg here quickly. One of the things that's plagued Buffalo is they show you some good stretches, and then they show you these bad stretches. And if you can't stretch out the good and shorten the bad, you're going to just be where they've been at. And until they demonstrate, until they show me that they can stretch out the good, I'm not buying them. It's too long, it's too much, and it's too often. The Winnipeg Jets, who have been a real top-notch defensive team for the previous 2 seasons, are absolutely abysmal defensively.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, their defensive play, and again, we talked about the Oilers. So the Winnipeg Jets sit here and you're watching and you're going like, wait a second, you know they can do better than that, and they haven't been better than that. They get walloped in Buffalo on Monday night. This game starts off giveaway after giveaway after giveaway after giveaway by the Winnipeg Jets. And they say, yeah, we're aware of it. And they're another team. So they show you a little glimpse of, okay, this is what we're going to get back to and we can be good. And then they just slip right back into what they are. I will say this right now. The Winnipeg Jets start out the game like they did in Montreal Wednesday, and they start out the game like they did tonight against Buffalo. Again, tomorrow night in Edmonton, Edmonton's going to have a field day scoring goals. A field day.
Quick for fun, is Scheifele going to make the Olympic team for Canada?
Well, that's what I would say is I don't think there's any question he should be on the team. I think the fact that you have Sidney Crosby that looks like he's going to be on the left wing with McKinnon, and we saw that at the Four Nations. I think that and then the play of Scheifele is so good, and I just think that what he's done in the course of this year for the Winnipeg Jets in so many different areas. We know McKinnon, McKinnon are the top 2. Where do you go after that? I think that the Scheifele fits absolutely firmly right after those 2 guys. And whether Suzuki goes into the next spot or Scheifele goes in the next spot, I have Celebrini playing on the wing.
Yes.
And so, I just think that Mark has played too good not to be on that team.
Awesome stuff, Craig. We appreciate it. Have yourself a great weekend.
Thank you, Jason. You have a great weekend, too.
There you go. That's Craig Button from TSN. We are up to 425 on the tickets from Gus in the Hood. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 for that. And we'll return for those tickets. And you know what? If we get we need $200 left, and we'll get to a nice, really round number of a bonus. So if anybody out there wants to make the pyramid of giving even more awesome, $200 gets us to a nice round number of 17,500. Okay, so 2 people at $100 or 1 person at $200 to finish a positive Friday on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Just text in your name, and we will send you over to a holiday hamper. We'll turn. It's a Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Your New Year's Eve plans just got a major upgrade. On the Rocks is throwing the ultimate party to launch you into the new year with a bang. The legendary Tall Boy is hitting the stage live, providing the soundtrack for an unforgettable night. A 3-course dinner is available to kick things off before the main party starts. This is how you celebrate New Year's Eve. Dinner and a party tickets are available now. Book your spot online at ontherocksYEG.com.
At GS Construction, we focus on building a culture of collaboration, innovation, and respect. Our teams work together, supporting one another and striving towards shared goals. We're committed to creating a work environment that empowers individuals, values teamwork, and ensures everyone feels respected and safe. With decades of experience in the field, GS Construction prioritizes our people, our culture, and safety. This is what makes us unique. To find out more, go to gsconstruction.ca.
Noodle, 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 noodle. Noodle, 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 Throw a load down to Oodle Noodle tonight, because dine-in is open.
Black Friday deals continue at The Brick. And until December 11th, you can save big in every department. Save up to $1,000 off sectionals, up to 40% off mattresses, and up to 30% off furniture. Plus, buy more, save more. Up to an extra $300 off select major appliances. It's your last chance for Black Friday deals. See thebrick.com for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Why pay dealership prices when you can get the same quality for less? Hi, it's Lisa, and here at Ed's Auto Salvage, we've been Alberta's trusted source for used auto parts for nearly 50 years. From engines to mirrors, transmissions to tires, we've got it all at prices guaranteed to keep your wallet happy. Shop local, shop smart. Shop Ed's Auto Salvage in Westlock. Be sure to visit us online at edsautosalvage.com and get your vehicle back on the road for less.
Courses of this hour brought to you by EWEL. Get your power play amped up with EWEL, supplying the City of Champions and Alberta with quality electrical gear since 1975. EWEL.ca is your partner in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Positive Friday. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Wanye Gretz, Connor Halley. Gregor Show, as always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Remember, we have the Gregor Show odds boost, the daily favorites. You can check out Dallas winning by 2. Jake Ottinger making 23 saves or more on Saturday. The Oilers to win by 2 and take the over of 6.5 in total goals. And then the Seahawks to win by touchdown, and Connor's Chargers to defeat the Eagles, who are struggling. So you can check it on either one of those with some odds boosts at PlayAlberta.ca under the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up, we got, let's get to Wanye's World, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your furnace, legacyheating.ca.
A week ago, I was sitting in this exact chair, and I swear, Gregor, you said, keep your schedules open, hockey fans. It's the teddy bear toss this weekend for the Oil Kings. And I said to myself, oh, that's a great thing to take Wanye Jr., aged 5, to the teddy bear toss.
Yes.
So Saturday morning, get up, go on the phone, buy tickets. I'm not looking at like how close I'm sitting. It's all lower bowl. Go to the toy store, right?
Yeah.
2 hours before game time. There's people in the store wearing Oil Kings merchandise, buying teddy bears.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, yes, of course. It's teddy bear toss game. We're all going to the teddy bear toss.
Mm-hmm.
We buy a teddy bear. We go to the game. I'm in Ford Hall looking at all these other parents. I don't see any teddy bears. And I go, wow, there's a lot of really bad parents going to this game. Like, the teddy bear toss is a thing. Why would you come to the game and not bring teddy bears for your kids? And then we go through and no one says anything to Wanye Jr. about having a bear. And we go in and
like it's a security blanket.
yeah, we go in and we sit down, and they're doing a wonderful job. There's things for the kids, bouncy castles, all sorts of excitement. And I sit down and I'm looking at all the kids in the stands, and it's about 20 minutes till puck drop. And I'm like, there's a shockingly few amount of bears at the teddy bear toss for the teddy bear toss game. And I'm looking at the graphics on the LED. I'm like, why aren't they talking about the teddy bear toss? Well, I'd explain to Wanye Jr. When you say to him, you're going to a game, we're going to bring a teddy bear and throw it on the ice. This makes no sense. Like, to a 5-year-old, to a 25-year-old, why would we go to the game to throw a teddy bear?
Yeah.
The only thing more confusing than that is when you tell the same 5-year-old an hour and a half later, we are not throwing the teddy bear on the ice. Well, I want to throw the teddy bear on the ice. You're not allowed to throw the teddy bear. So everybody going to the game
I
on
have to
Sunday.
go back and look at the tape. Did I say this weekend or next weekend? I'm not sure.
You probably didn't say it at all, but I heard you probably said the teddy bear toss is coming up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's tomorrow actually.
So to everybody going to the game on Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday, not tomorrow.
yeah, bring your teddy bears.
Oh, well, they do, man. That's a big event. Like, and for the players, like they want to score the teddy bear toss goal. Like it is a fun internal competition amongst the players. And you want to, there was one year, many moons ago, and it was a shutout, which kind of sucked, but they still threw them at the end of the game and everybody had fun. It was fine. But you wait, like, so are you taking the little guy on Sunday?
No. And at the end of the day, he's hugging his teddy bear and he says, I'm glad we made this mistake. And he's hugging the bear. Like this guy's recovered from the disappointment.
So yeah, he got over it pretty well. You know, kids are very, you know what, they can handle adversity pretty quick. Oh, geez, I thought I was giving away the teddy bear. No, I'm not. Now I really love the teddy bear. So that is excellent. Gus in the Hood. Gus, I think, is going to be the big winner. The tickets.
Oh,
attaboy. Gus, thanks everybody for helping out the holiday hamper today. That's fantastic. That goes a long way. Big shout out to GS Construction for matching the pyramid. For everybody else, the donations anywhere from 1,000 down to 100. They all add up and they all match. And that's what makes it a great team effort. Like the Oilers team effort on Thursday, you just had a spectacular team effort. We got some great packages again coming up next week. We'll have them up on jasongregor.com. They will be up there tomorrow. If you want to browse for yourself to see what is coming up, you can definitely do so. Of course, this weekend we have tomorrow morning. Cons, who's on tomorrow morning at 9 before Paul, sir?
Saturday Sports Setup. Fenwick will be there. We've got Manib Khan, who's actually going to be starting a new Sunday morning show. He'll be in there as well. And I think it might be the intern, Mr. Sam Wilness. So
Sam Wilness getting on there. All right, Sam the man. And then, of course, you'll have Paul, sir, and Hoop City at 10 o'clock. We'll have the pregame show with Paulson and Walker tomorrow night. And then they'll have, of course, the post-game reaction orders. Only one game this weekend tomorrow, and then they play again Tuesday and Thursday next week. So we'll have lots more for the month of giving next week on the show. Have yourselves an awesome weekend, everyone. Please don't drink and drive. Don't weed and drive. Don't be inebriated. Get home safe. If your loved ones, enjoy some sports. Enjoy some music. Enjoy going to the teddy bear toss on Sunday. It's going to be a great one. Hey, enjoy that Crusader Saints game tonight. Always good to have rivalry games. Whatever you do in sports, non-sports, have fun. Tell someone you love them. Have yourselves a great weekend. Let's get to the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Stop in this weekend and play Wish and Win for your chance to win up to $25,000 towards purchase of your vehicle and your guaranteed minimum to get $500. Check it out all weekend at Northgate GM. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
World Cup group draws happen today. Canada in Group B with Switzerland, Qatar, and either Wales, Bosnia, Italy, or Northern Ireland. We'll find that out late March. In the WHL, Oil Kings will host the Rebels tonight at 7. BCHL, Spruce Grove hosting Sherwood Park, also at 7. Out at the Thompson Family Arena in the AJ, you got 4 games, including Devon and Drumheller and Camrose in Canmore. In the association, Toronto Raptors currently tied with the Hornets 2 apiece. 5 games on the ice tonight in the NHL. After 20 minutes, Golden Knights up on the Devils 1-0, and the Sabres and Jets tied at 1. Jets in Edmonton tomorrow evening. Later tonight, Stars host the Sharks, Mammoth taking on the Canucks, and it's the Caps and the Ducks. College football American Championship at 6. Number 20, Tulane takes on number 24 in North Texas. And you've got the Mountain West Championship between Boise State and UNLV just after 6. College hockey, Golden Bears meeting McEwen in a home-and-home. DCA tonight, Drake tomorrow. Pandas and Griffins doing the same thing tonight at the Drake, tomorrow at the Downtown Community Arena. That's going to do it for us here on the Jason Gregor Show. Coming up next is Fox Sports Radio. We've got live local coverage tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with the Saturday Sports